Are you ready to party? Let's go.
Tony Espinosa, we holding up?
Shit.
Yeah, dude,
Cheers.
we're going up.
Let's go.
Sam in the background.
I love the shout out.
I learned
Very
that you're
good.
supposed to look at, when you toast, you're supposed to look at the eyes.
Look at the eyes.
Look
Okay.
at the eyes.
Look at the eyes. Cheers.
bad.
Sam.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Sam, I can't see you. Too dark anyways. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. What am I?
You know, you can't see it, Sam.
That's why you put all these lights on
I
me.
know. Try to lighten your skin tone a little bit, but
Oh, it's going to take more than that.
Tony Espinosa, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for coming out to the studio, my pad. We've been planning this for a long time.
I am sincerely honored to be here.
Absolutely.
Seriously, man. This is like cool stuff. You know, it kind of reminds me, like my parents are gone.
Okay.
And like I want to go back and say, hey, Mom, I'm going to be on a podcast, and I can see her because they were old school, they didn't understand, and I can see them just going, "Ay, mijo, you going to be on an iPad?" And I'm like, "No, Mom, a podcast." Ay, mijo, what's an iPad? Oh, you going to be on an iPad? No, Mom, a podcast. Yes, podcast.
Yeah.
You know,
It's funny. My mom, I told her, like, yeah, I started a podcast. What's it called? I said, let's go. And they didn't even think that she could look up Apple iTunes or Spot, any of that stuff. Next thing you know, I'm getting a phone call. She's like, Tim, I listened to your podcast. And I was like, oh, shit. My mom was like, stout religious woman, from the South. She's like, I've never heard you say fuck so much.
Oh, dude.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah, that was.
It's honest.
I had a similar experience. Like my mom called me. She's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And that normally means something's up because normally it's like real direct, Love you, Mom. But yeah, but she was like, "So I listened to your podcast," and I'm like, "Okay, what do you think?" She's like, "Honestly, it's not that bad. I really enjoyed it." She's like, "However, I am appalled by the fact that my son said the F word so many times in a rather short period of time." And I was like, "Well, Mom, we got to stay current, And no, it was good.
No, I can't remember ever like cussing in front of my parents. I never did. Now I'm freaking
I feel you, bro.
yeah, every other word.
Yeah.
Actually, a little too much for like. I've been thinking about it lately. I'm like, dude, I got to back off a little bit because sometimes you forget when you're around certain people. When I hear other people cuss, it's kind of weird because you're like, oh, they kind of like a shitty ass mouth. But then when I talk, it feels very natural. So I'm like, hey, maybe I got to back off a little bit. But what the fuck?
Yeah. Be you, man. That's why.
No, you be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to tell people all the time. I'm just like, man, just be you. Know your audience. You understand that. Like, I messed up the other day. I was with my friend's kids were hanging out. We're doing something, and I dropped. I'm like, oh fuck. He's like, kids. I'm like, damn it. It's like, bro, I've been 35 years on this earth doing my own thing. I don't have children. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure it out.
You know what's weird though? I don't know who my audience is nowadays.
That's true. It's dangerous out
I
there.
don't know. Dude, I don't know.
It's dangerous out there.
I don't know who my audience is. I mean, there's some weird ass people out there.
We're in interesting times, and I feel like there's a lot of Sue Happy sensitive people. So you have to be very careful. I mean, yeah, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
How you refer to them, what you say, whose feelings are going to get hurt, how you joke.
I just think the overall, like if you had to take like a synopsis of the time period that we're in, the sensitivity of people as an individual, it seems to be like at an all-time high. Right. Whatever that means, fill in the blank. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like people respond to things a little bit more so now than I think ever before. And I don't know if that's because there is more, like we'll use cursing. That's a good one, right? Is it cursing that now it's just become so popular to talk like that, whether it's around, younger people, kids, elderly, things like that? Because like growing up, I would say my parents' influence was very much old school. If we cussed as children, I have eaten a lot of bars of soap.
Yo, liquid.
And
Liquid.
Yeah.
Right inside of the mouth.
Dude, that's nothing compared to a heel, dude.
Yeah, oh, well.
The chancla, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, you got a lot of shoes, right? I was like, we had like the wooden spoon. But the I don't know. I feel bad. Like I'm not down on my upbringing or anything. But
No.
But the joke was on my parents because soap doesn't taste that bad.
You can dial.
So it's all about how you deliver it. You're like, I'm so sorry. You're like, is that lavender? I'm like, fuck. I can
Yeah,
eat
but
this
see,
with
I can
some
see each
chocolate.
culture having their own type of, like, Hispanic people, Mexican people, like dial.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what white people use.
Well, I'm the white guy on the show.
I mean, you're Lebanese, but you are the like
the
tough
Lebanese
Caucasian.
kidding.
What do they use? Like,
Yeah. Well, we use dial soap and wooden spoons. That seems to be the go-to, or at least in my household was.
Well, you know what's weird is, like, I started in my profession 44 years ago. Okay, so when I first started, I'm in the fire service. So when I first started, you're talking primarily, there was a white base, you know, and I say that because it was. It is what it is.
It's a different time, right?
Yeah,
Way
so
different time.
the first day on my job, they're all looking at me, and you're talking about all these Bambi killing, live in Colorado, friggin' old, crusty white guys. And dude, you talk about, I was 18 years old. I walk into this place, and I had no fucking idea what was going on. I see all these white boys, and I came from, a city that's all Hispanic. So I walk in, and they're like, never seen one of you before.
Keep that mic closer.
You know, which is a Mexican. But I'm telling you, dude, those guys were the most, like, because a lot of people say, oh, that's so racist, and I could see where this is going. No. Those guys were the most legitimate individuals in my life that truly made an impression on who I am today outside of my dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those guys literally embraced me. They took me under their wing. They joke about, with certain things, they would joke about it and say, like, I've never had a Mexican, because we used to go to the store and they would, hey, take my car, because, dude, my mom dropped me off. My mom and dad dropped me off.
Right.
My
Oh,
first
wow.
day on the job, and she dropped me off.
No kidding.
Dude, with my little, like, burritos and shit, typical Hispanic shit. I had my little bag of burritos.
You had no idea what you got yourself into.
Oh, dude, so here I come into all these Bambi killing from Colorado, friggin' guys smoking. Dude, they would have me smoking or rolling cigarettes. Like, they
What a
could
different era.
roll me a cigarette. I'm like, I don't know how to roll a joint, but is it the same?
no problem, sir.
Dude, but they were genuine. They're like, hey, take my truck, because to them, I was a son the Mexican son, and they never had.
Your family. You're part of the crew.
Yeah, but they were like, yeah, use my car. I never had a Mexican drive my car, but go take it. But what is it about? I didn't look at it from the eyes of, oh, it's racist. I looked at it from the eyes of, they were just bantering with me. It was their way to accepting, because they were like uncomfortable with certain things, but they were genuine. They were pure. Mm-hmm. And so, you can see right through the bullshit and look at their heart and say, no, they're here because they want to take care of me. I'm a young kid. They want to embrace me. They want to take care of me. They want to mentor me. They want to teach me. They want me to grow up to be successful. And so I looked at them as dads.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
had a lot of dads, when I started.
Yeah.
And to this day, dude, I look back at those guys, and unfortunately, in today's society, they would look at them as racist.
It's a different
For
time.
me,
Different time.
they were awesome. They were
Yeah.
mentors.
I feel like that's being lost, though, in the fire service and maybe a lot of other public sectors, even in the military. My dad was talking about it, but that joking that we do, right? It's kind of like this camaraderie thing. But nowadays with this PC world, that is kind of out the window, right? I say something to you like, how about something Mexican, right? And next thing you know, it's like, that's actually offensive. What about human resources? You're like, bro, it's just joking. We joke with you. It means we like you. If we don't talk to you, you're in trouble.
Well, then I think that's the biggest part of that, is that a lot of times, or at least growing up, right, is be like, how many times have you heard, well, if we didn't, I don't want to say bust your balls, but make fun of you or give you a rag on you a little bit, it means that they don't like you if they leave you alone. And I've heard that multiple times, especially in this industry and, among other things. And I think that's a lot of times in life, right? Like the people that you get close to, a lot of times you kind of, bust each other up a little bit about things here and there. And it's interesting that you share that story as far as like how things were for the racial dynamic of the department you were getting hired for. And it was like, yeah, if that happened now, oh my gosh, you know, you go, oh, that these guys are racist or anything. And it's like, and I'm not saying that what they're saying is okay, but the ability of looking beyond that, because maybe their intent towards you has nothing to do with that, like looking down on you in any way, but it just, they're busting you up a little bit. And then as you get to know them, like you're saying, you know, they're some of the most influential people that you've ever been around, right? Or not, is per the job, right? Or it helps you along the way.
I guess if you look back and reflect, it's the lens you put on. If you're going to look at things from a certain value, then that's exactly what you're going to get.
That's a really good point.
Oh.
If you look at it from an innocent value and you really look past at what they're really trying to do, then you see different colors. When I was 18 years old, this is 43 years ago, I looked at them as just like they're busting my balls. I don't really get it. I don't understand it. I just got dropped off by my mom. But at the same time, I'm rolling cigarettes. I never smoked in my life. I tried it once. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
What did I get myself into, huh?
Like, dude, but they were genuine. They they bantered and they gave me shit. But at the same time, they embraced me, like I said, and like, so I didn't look at it from a different lens. Yeah. Unfortunately, today, like you look at things from a different lens, and you're gonna see what you get.
Yeah, it's a very tough subject, I think, right? Especially right in nowadays, or maybe over the past couple of years. But I think it's because like there no longer is that gray area, right? It's either if you're saying something that is offensive, we'll say, right? That's just, it's not tolerated, period. We can't have this because of, there's been lawsuits and things like that. And it's like, this job, I think traditionally has a lot of people with some really tough skin, right? And I think that has to do a lot with what the job entails. There we go. And I think just over a period of time, like being in that, it's like, dude, people are super blunt. They say exactly what they think or see. And I'm not saying that there aren't bad people in it, but for the majority, that has nothing to do with the ability to create a personal relationship with that person or mentor or whatever the case is. And I think that that's something that we're technically moving away from a little bit. And I'm not saying that it's okay to be mean to people at all, whether it's bullying, things like that. But if you're bantering about something, whether, and I'm not saying it's okay to make fun of how they look or what nationality you are or anything, but it's like, people make fun of each other, period. There is a level of a degree that is not okay. But I think that right now it's just everything is so like, oh, don't say that, because you're afraid of getting in trouble.
When your words are going to cut. I mean, I can cut.
Oh, yeah.
If you really want. Adults, when your words are intended to cut or when you're just freaking talking shit, even though most people don't understand. But dude, it's been interesting. In the last I'm 63 years old.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, you're that old?
You're 63. Sam, did you hear
63 years old.
Sam, I heard
dude,
that.
You know how much shit?
I thought black don't crack. But I'm like, damn, man. Mexican baby.
You know how much life and shit that I've gone through just from all the way from full head of hair, Poncherello to, God dang, do you guys really need to like pinpoint the fact that I'm bald back there? Dude, my parents were super like, always very polished. They were always very, well dressed. Even if they were working in the yard, my mom wore nylons, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that. They were always very well groomed, and they passed that along to me. So, dude, boom. I
love that era though. Absolutely. Well groomed. That's kind of the era my parents
I don't
grew
like
up in,
looking all disheveled. Like, that's not me. That's
son, you look good, baby. 63.
Dude, but you got to. Mentally, you have to friggin', if you look good, then you feel good. If you feel good, then you're productive.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
You don't ever wear a hat, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? I've never once ever.
Dude, I love a Bill, like white boy look.
Oh, the flat bill?
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
Look at my guy, dude.
Like, are you
your look right now?
referring to this? Right here? This is what I have going on.
I love to support me some white.
Well, you got a small head, right? You have a small head? Because I have
average.
I have an X. Like when I like the flex fit, I wear XL. I can't do flat bill. It doesn't work. My head's too big.
Well, I don't know if I ever like asked me like, what size is your head? I'm like, I don't
Big
know.
old dome,
Funny you
dude.
mentioned that, Tony. My head is approximately 17 inches in circumference.
like, well, now we're really getting personal.
Oh, we ain't there yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get
We'll
there.
fucking
It's
get
early.
there. Oh, he's right though. I've never seen a hat. I've never seen a
Dude,
hat.
I very seldom wear hats, but every once in a while I'm like, okay, dude, I'm tired of
The sun.
Dude, I love it when I'm at work and I turn the hair blower on.
Oh my god.
Dude, that is a sound that is very rare. It's like a phone ringing. Like, dude, what the fuck is that? That's a house phone. Like, what is that? Dude, you turn the hair blower on and guys are like, whoa, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who brought that to
They're
the
like, I'm like,
Do you have the comb? Do you have the comb that has the
this
360?
spike. And you know what I really
You're
okay.
a pretty motherfucker, dude. You're 63.
No,
You look good,
dude.
son. Come on.
Just take the
Come
compliments.
on.
You're a great looking man.
Let me okay.
Jeez.
If there's any barbers out there, please, I want to look how I walked in. I want to look the same way coming out.
It's funny you
'Cause
mentioned
you know
that.
why? Because see this little spike right there,
Your pompadour?
dude. Every time they want to give me the Mexican haircut, cut that spike and then comb it back.
There's another guy at
I'm
work has
like,
the same problem.
bro.
Yeah.
So literally, when I don't, nobody cuts my hair. They do the sides.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a barber in 10 years that has cut the top of my hair.
Well, it's funny you say that.
That is funny that you say that.
Uh-oh. Are you
Hold
plugged?
on. Yeah, it's
Is it loose?
we're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. 8-9 barbers, 2 locations, Long Beach, California, and Orange, California. You can
And-
book your
oh,
appointment
I
now
want-
online.
Dude, and I want to do like a little advertisement. Don't cut the spike.
I love
Yeah.
that, dude. We can do it.
If I come in with a spike, leave the spike.
Let's go.
Because you want to look good, feel good, and be great. That's
right.
At 89 Barbers, that's EIGHTNINE Barbers. Orange County, Instagram.
You
follow
want to
us.
spell it, dude?
I know. I was like
Tony,
BARBERS.
There's been people.
Super SUPER.
They ask like, "Hey, when you do your advertisement, like, do you have it written out?" I literally go off the top of my head every single time I put it on. I
What?
never fucking have anything written out for that.
What on the
For 8-9 Barbers, for
Really?
a barbershop. Yeah, I go off the top of my head. I'm like, well, I hit record.
do that? 1-900. What is it? What, damn.
Shout out to our sponsors, 8-9 Barbers.
Oh, 8-9 Barbers.
2 locations, Long Beach, California, Orange, California. You can book your appointment now online
Long Beach?
at 89barbers.com.
LB?
That is EIGHTNINEBARBERS.com. Hot towel shave, haircut. They do it all. This is my barber. Book it now.
Oh, dude, I have never had a hot tail shave.
Oh,
Really?
we'll hook you up, dude.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
please.
I
At least
want one
you gotta at least
bad.
try it out once.
And
It's-
I'm
it's very
Metro.
legit.
I am Metro. I would like to consider myself as like,
I think
I'm
every
freaking
man in this
badass and
room
stuff.
is Metro. We
Yeah.
all take care of
Well,
ourselves,
define
bro.
Metro.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would say Metro would
I
be
don't-
someone who definitely spends more than like 10 minutes on your setup.
Killing me, dude.
Oh, dude, you see this mustache? You see his hair? Come on, dude.
That-
Here's the thing. I
gave us a broad
have-
spectrum.
This takes a while to do.
Oh, that's work. Like I have facial moisturizer, daytime, nighttime. It's all a preservation process, man.
What back in the day with aloe vera, dude, your face is all greasy and shit. You're like
I just rub coconut oil all over my face.
yeah. Is it
to
the
work.
aloe? Is it the aloe from you?
What's
yeah.
the other one? Wow, God, there's another. My mom always used to put on, dude, on her face. It was
Collagen.
no. It's like super thick stuff. They use it like you put it like for to
Vaseline?
So there's no Vaseline. So there's no chafe.
Oh.
You used to put that shit on her fucking eyelids.
Really?
I'm like, damn.
It's super moisturizing. I
Yeah.
can understand why that would work.
Gummy.
Dude, my dad was a World War II.
No shit.
Yeah. Dude, I got family. In
Your fucking dad was in
Germany,
World War
dude.
II?
Yeah.
Was he there on D-Day and all that?
He was actually on the Pacific side. Oh, but I have uncles
both
that
are
were
brutal.
I actually, one of my cousins did a family tree. I got cousins in Germany right now.
No kidding.
Yeah, because my uncles would go over there and they'd friggin', hey, they gotta take care of needs, bro. Dude, and then you get those hot looking, friggin'
Yo.
blue-eyed blonde hair, dude. It's like, let's,
Kidding, brother.
dude, like, I got family over there, isn't that?
That is so
fucking
That
crazy.
is pretty crazy. Life can be
Dude, your
pretty
dad
crazy.
was in World War II. That's gnarly.
Dude, I've had
wow.
3 near-death experiences. I was in a drive-by shooting when I was young.
What?
But, you know, let's hit on that.
dude,
where did you grow up, actually?
I grew up in Azusa.
Azusa?
I grew up in Azusa. So, like, people say, well, you're whitewashed. Oh, you don't know anything what I'm talking about. Dude, I grew up in the hood. I was in a drive-by shooting.
You said
freaking
Azusa?
Fighting at Azusa.
That's okay. I
Azusa,
got you.
California.
Damn, son.
So you know what? There was one high school, but we didn't really have gangs. Everybody was like Azusa against Baldwin Park and Bassett. But at the same time, I was very sports driven.
Would you say sports at that time kind of kept you on track?
Dude, football is like 100%.
Is that all you played? Football?
I ran track, but that was to keep me in shape for football.
A lot of guys in football did that. You were fucking in track, dude. Did you?
Dude,
So you sprinter?
I ran the 100-yard dash. Dude, I got my ass kicked, but I don't run. But I ran the mile.
Okay.
And so it got me in great shape for football. So I was always driven. But Azusa was kind of weird because you had your core base of protecting the city. You know, it's like, you can't let OTs, out of towners, come in.
Right. Like
And all that
school
bullshit.
rivalry.
Well,
and stuff.
Azusa.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a rivalry. It was more of a city gang
But
rivalry.
Azusa, as we see it now, and the university and how it's built out, wasn't.
You mean
what
the
it-
University of like Azusa Pacific?
Yeah, that wasn't there when you were a
Dude,
kid.
that was
right?
north of Foothill Freeway. That's like white boy. That's
I got
that's
you,
bank
man.
money. That was like if you knew somebody from the north end, you were like, oh damn, that's where all the money was. That's where we would go Halloween trick or treating.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
you don't get that cheesy ass piñata candy. In mine, you get
You're getting Snicker bars over there, baby.
in north of Foothill Boulevard, you get like a full Snickers bar.
Yeah.
So my sister would load us up and take us to the north end, and we'd
yeah.
get some good shit. And I don't let that piñata candy. I'm like, fuck that. Like, yes, when you're going through your bag and you're like, what's this shit?
Where it's like the
You know?
clear wrappered stuff.
Yeah,
Where it's like, what does this taste like? Like, what does red taste like?
Yeah,
They're like,
like,
here,
I
one
like-
of these.
What is red?
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, this flavor's purple.
And then you
Fucking,
go to
all
that
right.
one house that gives you a damn toothbrush. You're like, really, bro? It's Halloween and you get a toothbrush.
I know.
But you know what? I understand those
Like-
people. I get it. Like because they're like the bummer ones
No,
for the
explain
kids.
that one to me because I don't get it.
Okay, because
I
like
don't get it either.
Why would you give a kid
'Cause that
on
part-
Halloween a toothbrush?
That's All Souls Day, bro.
I know, they're the downer of the party. However, if you think about it, like they're the only ones that give a shit about the health of these children. Right? Because at this one point, dude, they're like, everyone's like, yeah, candy. And this one person's like, you know what? I'm going to be the outlier.
Or
Here's a toothbrush and some Crest. Thank me later because dentistry is expensive as fuck. You're going to want to learn this early.
I don't know.
I'd be that guy.
or they run out of candy and they give you pennies. What are you gonna do with a penny?
Okay, now I'm cheap. So I would have been that kid who would have been changing costumes, running up, trying to get some money. So now I can go buy the candy from all the other kids.
Now, obviously, when I grew up, a penny went a long way.
True, different time.
There used to be this place called the Copper Door. It was the Copper Penny. It was right there on Foothill Boulevard, and they had pennies that were glued to the door of this
That's actually
bar.
pretty cool.
It was cool.
That's cool.
But I grew up in the hood, and I was a little hooligan. So we'd go with a screwdriver, and we would chip the pennies, chip the pennies,
Yeah.
and then go to the little store
Yeah.
and fucking buy shit. But we would be like, just chipping away at
fucking
pennies. Dude, that's a lot
You know,
of
there's a
pennies.
video I saw online today. It was in the UK. This guy, I don't know if it was a homing pigeon or whatever, he taught it to pick up money. So it would fly around all day and fly back and drop money in this fucking drawer that he had in his living room. And dude,
my
he
gosh,
opened
that's
it up and the
genius.
door flew in. Yeah, and it was stacked.
But that's super
Stacked.
intriguing.
That's smart, right?
Well,
I thought, you
first
know
of
what?
all,
You
like-
can't hate on the guy.
What gives somebody the mentality is like, oh, I'm going to train my dog to friggin' do whatever, like play the flute. Like what do you have to do to think about the fact that I'm going to take? Oh, dude, that's called peanut butter.
Because they don't have lips, dude. How do they do that?
I was just trying to think of a dog playing a flute. And I'm like, oh, what the
No,
fuck?
that's called peanut butter, bro.
My man, I got you.
That's like, how did somebody's like, well, I'm going to take that pigeon. We're going to pick up pennies. Like, where does that come
Smart. It picks up pounds, right? Not dollar bills. It's pounds
Yeah.
in the UK. So it's picking up individual, we'll say US dollar. It's dollars, right?
from?
Money.
Oh, pound, penny. It's still like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bird flew in with this money in its mouth, and he opens a drawer. The bird lands, and as he opens the drawer, it's stacked.
Really?
Stacked with cash, and it just drops it in and flies back out.
So do you have to think about this ahead of time and what happens to the bird that friggin' swallows one of those pennies? You're
I
like,
don't know.
Fuck, I got to give it a little
Well, it's
like
not
bird
penny.
CPR.
It's actually built.
A little Heimlich maneuver? Or like, what
I don't
do you
know.
do?
I just
I don't
thought it
know.
was fucking genius.
I was just saying, I was like, you know what? I have a strike team of pigeons that would just go out before I.
hey,
yeah.
Just friggin'
it comes back?
pickpocketing money and
You're
shit.
like, who did this? I'd be like, I don't know. It's fucking
okay,
birds,
so
man.
who's the? If
Yeah.
you got a strike team of pigeons, who's a strike team leader? Is it a fucking crow?
It's a falcon.
A falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but see-
they're just straight business, though. You know,
No,
they'll keep
but
all the
that's-
birds in the line. No one will be shifting money.
No,
and
but the
spending on
falcon
little-
would just fuck up and eat all the pigeons.
That's
Like
probably true.
Like many strike team leaders, right? I'm just kidding. We've all been on those fucking strike teams, dude.
100%. Yes. Heyo.
I know. Well, dude, so
Yeah.
you grew up in Azusa,
Grew up in Azusa.
and is that where you stayed most of your as a child, or did you move?
No, I actually, as a very young man, I did the marriage thing, and I was off and running at an early age.
How old were you when you got married?
Dude, I was 19 years old.
Are you? No way.
I was 19 years old. I got hired in the fire service in 1977, and then in 1978, I was married.
Damn, bro.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
Yes.
And then here I am, 63. Not that, like, dude, I was 10 years old.
No,
and
but it's
shit,
awesome.
dude,
It's awesome.
it's like, you know how much life, like, just has gone by in the flash, and you're like, and then the closest thing, and you know what kills me? I was like, why don't you retire? I'm like, because I don't want to retire. I'm happy with what I'm doing.
You don't look 63. I honestly would have. I would have thought like, man, like 52, 53.
But it's challenging because you listen to people, and that's what I hate about sometimes everything that gets pushed. You listen to people, and you're like, well, maybe I'm supposed to retire, but I'm not happy. I don't want to retire. I don't know. Fun. You're like, no, it's my decision, dude. I'm happy. I love working. I associate camaraderie with
Absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely.
We do our thing. At the same time, I still enjoy life. Dude, I travel. I enjoy life. I've done just about everything and anything you can think of. And I kid you not. Like, I used to ride bike, and compete. I was a competitive bike rider. I used
Like
to run.
BMX?
I ran the 1,400 mile. I ran a 440 mile.
You ran a 440 mile?
Dude, I'm 200 pounds right now. I dropped all the way
You're
down
not
to
200 pounds.
160 pounds, and I ran a 440 mile.
440 mile. Sam, he's not 200 pounds. Is he 200 pounds?
No way.
I just want to
Honestly,
I just
I'm
want to raise a
251.
glass for the 200-pound club.
No, bro.
200.
You're giving yourself a lot of credit there, bro.
Yes, sir.
You don't look 200 pounds, dude.
Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking solid muscle.
Where is that in your feet or something?
No, dude. You know what?
Jeez.
Dude,
You look good, man.
But you know what? It's not like, I'm so badass. I do all this bullshit. No, you just stumble like, hey, I want to do that. Okay, you do it. Oh, I want to do that. Oh,
I try
okay,
to
you
tell
do it.
people that all the time.
You don't
Tony.
do it like. I mean, I've always been driven, and I have a lot of internal ambition. I have college. But I don't have a degree. I've been very successful. I've been very blessed. I really have.
Yeah.
Have a lot of drive, a lot of internal ambition. I would like to think that I got it from my parents, and I think that they gave me a foundation. But I don't know where it came from, so I just take advantage of it. I use it. If it's there, I grab it. If it's not, then you go get it if I want it. But you have to enjoy life.
Oh, you have to. We try to say that all the time on here. It's like, I get comments often. Man, you're so like out there and you do your own thing and you skydive and surf and you have a podcast, all this other stuff. I'm like, well, life is meant to be lived, man. If you're going to wait on other people or look for approval, you'll never be happy.
Oh, God, no.
Go after the things that you feel drawn to. Everyone's made uniquely different. You were made as Tony Espinosa for a reason, right? Jordan's made as Jordan J. Mill for a reason. I'm me for a reason. Sam is Sam. It's like there's passions and there's things that you want to do in your life. There's a reason it's there, but it's up to you to seek it out. It's your journey, right? And we talked about this, Sam. Remember? I said how many great ideas and how many missed opportunities are in the grave because people didn't have the courage to step out and just go for it.
Billions.
Oh,
Billions
God.
of ideas. And I think
Billions.
that's if anyone can take anything away from whoever listens to these podcasts or whatever, or just in life in general, like you have to understand that nothing's going to get done if you don't do it. You have to try, and I feel like I say this all the time, so I'm beating the dead horse here. But unless you try it, you're never going to know. And
A lack of confidence or self-esteem or whatever you want to call it, that's the fruit of the enemy. whether you want to say it's Satan, whether you want to say whatever you want to call it, dude, it's the devil's playground when you're insecure. There are so many insecure people out there, and that's sad.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, because insecure just feeds so many negative things, and people are just missing out on life. You know, and I feel blessed that like I said, I stumbled my way to just do this, do that, because I didn't know any better. And until people started saying, well, you know, why are you going to do that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. And when you really start thinking about it, then you do get stressed out.
Yeah.
You know, like people are like, well, maybe I am a dumbass because I don't retire. Maybe I am stupid. Maybe I am missing out on something. But I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, fuck it, I'm happy. So why?
Well, and that's,
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just like I hate hearing that. Like from when,
I agree.
When people tell you how you should be, you know, and it just says like an individual says, like, you know, you're bringing up that people ask you why you don't retire. You just explained a laundry list of reasons why you like doing it, like why you like where you're at in your life, what it offers you, different things like that, and that is unique, and that is something to appreciate. And when you know, I feel like it's like, why do people even have to ask that? You know, and obviously, like, it just went up with a joke. Oh, when you get hanging up, you know, it's like, look, if you like where you're at or you like where your life situation is, you do you, you know, and as long as you're happy with where you're at yourself, then it doesn't matter what the hell anyone else thinks. No one. It's irrelevant, right? You know, it's like if you and I feel like that trait it goes along with a lot of ambitious people, right? If you are comfortable with where you're at in life or where you're going or the chances that you take or the risks you take or the hobbies that you're in or whatever that means, he's taking a picture of you. Yeah, but
Dude, I'm on his good side.
Oh, left side's good side.
I'm not a photogenic person. I always look like shit on the.
I beg to differ.
Like,
Don't eat.
Dude, but you know what? Right
I won't
now, I don't
take
give a
that.
shit. I am not a photogenic person. When you look at yourself, you feel like, God damn, my jaws are freaking dropping. Oh, damn, I don't have that tight skin. Oh, damn. But that's old. That's old school. That's as you're getting older thinking.
Oh no, I'm
damn,
36 and I feel that.
Dude, I'm going to be 90 and I'm going to have one spiked hair. One spiked hair. Because in my mind, I'm going to see a full head of Poncharillo hair.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be boom.
Yeah.
Yo, I look good today. That's right.
Dude, you got to.
Yeah.
But you both bring up good points, though, because I think we face that a lot in our careers of, I don't want to say people pleasing, but you're always going to hear an opinion. You're in a firehouse full of A-type personalities, and everyone has the best way to do it. I mean, let's be real. At the kitchen table or coffee table, I think there's a lot of growing up that happens from when you start your career to 10 years, 15, 20, 30 in, right? You learn a lot. You learn a lot about guys who have built their own homes, done their own like electrical work, having kids for the first time, going through divorces. There's this whole variety of things that we go through, and it's like a big family. But the one thing that bugs me the most is when guys are just like, "No, you should do that. Why don't you?" It's like, because I feel called to do these things. Like it's a kind of like, I don't want to say call, but there's a reason. It's kind of on my mind, and it's like, yeah, I want to have a podcast. I want to own these certain things. And you know how many times like I'll say at work, I got laughed at for starting a podcast.
But you know what it is, though?
The funny part is like we're having the last laugh. I'm like, it's just working.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh all the way to the bank, dude. The thing is, you're not old enough.
Bye, guy.
You're not old enough to experience. Like, you're kidding yourself if you don't think I've ever gone through a period where I wanted everybody to like me. I want, what? Dude, I had major issues with that.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you're like, I don't give a fuck if that guy likes me. And then you get even older, and you're like, I really don't give a fuck if he likes me, because you know what? That's not a friend. That's a guy that's trying to use me to make himself feel better. And then you get to a point where you start really appreciating your friends, your core, your values. But see, you're not going to experience that until you friggin' go through life.
It's that.
And I can say that because I'm older.
Yeah, it's a life experience, right? It's stuff that you couldn't teach your kids. My parents couldn't tell me unless you actually go through it and experience it. And I know exactly what you're talking about because it happened to me when I started my career with my previous department. You want everyone to like you. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to do all this stuff. Then you got to hit this point. It's like, what I'm like 14 years, 15 years in. It's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, you either like me or don't. Yes, I have a lot of stuff going on on the side businesses, but that's me. Like, I want to retire early in life, so it is what it is. I invest. I do a lot of other stuff, and if you're going to be pissed that I have other things going on besides the fire service, well, fucking do something else too, bro.
Yeah, that's always one of those things where, it's so that exactly how you guys are putting it. Those first couple years of, and I think this goes for any job. This is not just pertaining to the fire service, but you kind of have this period of time where you're finding yourself within the career choice that you've chosen. Right. So you have people that you're like, maybe you want to be like, or, emulate, whatever that is for you. But you feel like, because you're so new into this like already established place, right? So that's like the characters or the smart guys or the dumb guys, or gals, are just, they've already been set up. So it's like you're kind of finding your niche like early on. And I think that's, as much as that it's great to finally get to the point where you don't care what other people think because you know what you're capable of, what
feels good, bro.
Oh, 100%. And that feeling is good. But I also think that first part of it is really, that's where you are learning about yourself. That's where you're learning about what you can take. You learn about trust. You learn about, what things you want to like tell other people or be around them doing things. And I'll be honest, things have bitten me in the butt through the, in the past,
about those.
Yeah. And yeah. Well,
Stupid shit.
And everyone can relate to
But
that,
it's
I
stuff
think.
that shouldn't even be a big fucking deal.
Well, that's a whole other topic of conversation.
Oh,
because,
dude, you can go on for days on this shit.
Yeah, because
But you know what? My dad taught me, he goes, you know what? You can do anything you want. Whatever any other man does or woman, you can do it, except for breastfeeding. Yeah. I can't do that shit. It's some dry-ass nipples. I'm like, you can try, but you're going to get a freaking mouthful of hair. And I would never do that with a kid.
I would never subject a child to this.
No. Dude, I got traditional values. You can do anything you want to do. It's going to take you longer, but you can do it.
I love it.
I'm like,
absolutely.
Dude, it's true. Like, I can break down that car and refix it. It's going to take me longer. Okay, a professional is going to know the tricks, the ins and outs. Thank God for YouTube. You can learn the ins and outs. But for the most part, you just got to go for it. Mm-hmm. But I'm really distracted because Sam's a fucking good-looking dude. He should be here, bro.
This guy comes...
And I don't say that in a weird way. I'm not. I'm heterosexual, dude.
You're good, dude.
But you know what?
All right, Sam makes everyone question it.
There are men... You know what? Because here's an insecurity that dudes have. Another dude... And I see it all the time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Guys will walk in and they check you out.
They size
and
you
you're
up.
like...
They fucking size you up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So... Yeah, I'm kidding myself. Guys will walk in, you're like, oh, no, that's a good looking dude. He got a fucking legit body. I wonder if he's a pro karate dude. I'll kick my ass. Would I pick him out in a bar fight? And it's always the guys that are totally unassuming, but you're like, God dang, bro, he's fucking legit. He's fucking muscular. He needs to be here, dude.
I didn't even realize. He came in walking white cowboy shoes. Cowboy boots?
Dude, he can pull that shit off.
I can't pull that
Dude,
off.
I showed you a picture earlier of me, old school picture, and
You
dude,
look good.
I had no
That
bullshit.
plaid was gangster,
dude,
son.
I had those plaid shorts that I was wearing. My garanimals were not lining up that day. Dude, I had zebra on giraffe.
That's okay.
Dude, I had a green shirt
But you were
with
doing
plaid. The Easter bunny dressed me that day. I don't know what year that was. But
You know the awesome thing is,
Dude.
your mom was probably in full support. She's probably like, "You look good, baby. You look good."
No, you're way humoring
So,
me, dude.
okay,
I
so-
wish I could show that picture.
So we
Because
were
I'd be
talk-
like, what the fuck was I wearing?
We were talking about that earlier, and I know you're bagging on how you were dressed, but I literally had the same outfit, and I wore that all, dude.
Dude, but you're younger than me. You shouldn't have that outfit.
I know that's the crazy part,
Why do you
right?
have plaid Easter friggin' shorts?
Well, hey,
First of all, I wore a lot of pastels growing up, and I always had plaid shorts. And the reason is because, like, I thought that, like, plaid shorts was like a surfery kind of thing.
it was though.
No,
It was,
It
like,
was for a bit.
70s,
Dude, that's an
early
insult to the
80s.
surfing community.
I grew up in Lone Pine, dude. I wasn't nowhere near the ocean. It took a while.
No, wait a minute. I have never seen a surfer with plaid friggin' Easter shorts on.
I'm just saying that there were plaid shorts with the elastic waistband, just like you were rocking, except I would be wearing a yellow pastel shirt, not purple.
Actually,
how
I
you
did
had
have a
it on.
belt.
You did have a belt.
I did have a belt.
Okay, so I was a little rebel,
Were you- were
I
you
just
in
do the
that-
drawstring.
Well, we'll have to post that picture when your episode comes. But that picture, were you already in the fire service?
Yeah.
Damn, son, you should have wore that to work.
Oh, dude. those friggin' they would have
annihilated
dude.
you.
Oh my
Annihilated
God.
you.
They would have been like,
It would have been like 6
dude,
pants,
is it,
dude.
when's
Where'd
it
you
April?
get those?
Is it April? Did the Easter Bunny? Dude, like literally I was, what do you call it when you like want to be something you identify? Dude, I was identifying as the Easter Bunny that day.
Hell yeah. I got you.
Dude, I was like, like I was identifying as Easter Bunny that day.
Is that how Bunny licks his paws?
But you know what's really weird? I don't remember. I don't. Dude, you could.
Sorry, that was funny. Yeah.
You know what? And this is where, like, okay, people are like, I erase things out of my mind, like a tragic event that happened. You know, I erase it out of my mind. Dude, I erased that day out of my mind. I do not remember ever being at that point where I wore clothes like that.
Yeah, man. I've seen some pictures of me back in the day, and I was like, yo, man.
So what's
who
gonna
the
be
fuck
what's
told
gonna
me
be
I look
today's? Like I'm all black. I got Lululemon on.
I wear black. Dude.
Boom.
Wait, you're wearing Lululemon?
What's in 20 years?
Whoa. Are you wearing Lululemon?
Yeah.
Mike, look at you, boy. Yeah.
Bro, I'm
Obviously,
trendy.
dude.
I'm
Look
trendy.
at how it tapers off in the shoulders. Nice little hug on the biceps. It brings it up top
Boy,
here.
look at it, dude.
That's
Sell-
Lulu to the T, and I bet it's moisture
Dude,
whipping.
I can only go from what I was wearing to up here.
I got you.
I cannot go back to that level of dress.
Well, I think you
But
earned it.
what are people going to be wearing in 20 years? They're going to look at your shirt like, oh, dude, I had a green shirt on. And I'm like, what the
All
fuck are
of-
you
This
wearing?
is honestly,
What are you
though-
going to be wearing in 20 years?
But, Tony,
In
this
20
is...
years, you know what I'm going to be wearing? The exact same shit. You know why? Because I don't care. And I'm a t-shirt. I either wear a t-shirt and jeans or a t-shirt and shorts. And if it's some special occasion, I'll wear a button-up shirt.
So here's the thing. I've said this before, but like I only have black shirts and I have one pair of black jeans and one pair of denim jeans. That's all I wear. I always wear a black shirt all
Really?
the time. That's it.
Why do you wear just black?
It's just easy.
Black on black?
Well, okay. So I read a few books about these entrepreneurs and very successful people. And the one thing a few things they had in common. They all wake up very early, but they also wear the same thing every day because it's one less decision you have to make. It's one less thing you have to
I like
worry
that.
about because you already have enough things on your plate, right, through your day you're trying to do. So to wake up and start your day already trying to make a decision, kind of starting a rough point, right? So it's saying how it's like most of these people, Steve Jobs, he always had a turtleneck, jeans, and the motherfucking New Balance, right? So, and it is kind of freeing where you don't really worry about anything. I know I'm going to have jeans and a black shirt on. Done.
Dude, that's
That's it. It's easy.
legit. But I do wish I can pull off like some white friggin' leather boots. I wish I could pull off a legit.
Sam, come on. Sam,
Oh,
come here. Come here.
dude,
Sam. Can you put
I
your leg up
wish-
here? Can you put your foot up here?
I wish I can pull
Sam, come
off
here. Yeah, keep the camera on
some
here.
of that shit.
People got to see you from behind the scenes, dude. Come over here.
Dude.
Can you with them tight ass jeans?
God dang.
Look at my guy. Can
Look
you
at
put
that
Can you put
shit.
your shoe up here?
Oh, shit.
Get it up with this.
Fuck. Dude. You know what? I would look like, if I wore that shit, I would look like Cartel. That is straight up Cartel shit.
All right, so all bullshit aside, you're absolutely correct.
What?
Because that's what the cartel guys, like the old school, like the head bosses, it's like they wear white leather boots.
Really?
And like, you don't watch Narcos, dude? Not that that's all my information comes from, but it's a great show.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
I'm kidding.
No, but I was associated. I was saying, yeah, dude, you're right.
No, I just wish I could
People
pull
just bow
off
down in
like
front of you, like,
whatever
hey,
I
I'm
want to
sorry.
pull off because I think that's cool.
It's gangster. I mean,
Dude, I mean, like, well, but I guess that's life, though. He can pull that off, and he can wear like certain. I can pull
you don't
certain
understand.
things off.
There's some women that want Sam, but they're currently in relationships. But he's a hot item right now. He's a fucking.
Well, yeah, dude, he's making me doubt. Shit.
Sam is so hot right now.
Okay, that was
So-
just talking shit.
Yeah, no.
Let's get this straight. Camera people, let's get this straight. All you out there, let's get this straight.
You're good. You're good.
I'm good.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, we're just
Okay,
talking
you know one
shit.
thing I want to hit on though. You talked about a drive-by.
Yeah,
How old were you?
dude.
What year was that? Or not year, but how old were you?
It was 1976.
I was not even in my dad's balls yet. Right on.
I know, isn't that crazy? Dude, we were driving around. I had my 2 cousins and a friend of mine. We were driving around, and we pick up this guy, and we're just cruising around.
So it's like a Friday, like a weekend or
Impala.
something?
It was a Sunday.
Okay. Praise Jesus.
I'm driving. We pick up this guy.
Amen.
And dude, we're driving around, and he goes, "Hey, drop me off at my girlfriend's house." And we're like, "Oh, cool." And then so we're like, we drive over there, and one of my cousins like, "That's your girlfriend's house?" And we're like, "That's where my girlfriend lives." Oh, and I was like, "Oh shit,
No way.
So come to find out, she was doing her thing with both guys. So then I drive and I haul booty, and then we kind of like, we roughed him up a little bit in the back of my car because he was sitting between my cousin and my other friend. So we roughed him a little bit, and we accidentally threw him out of the car.
Okay, hey, shit happens. I got you.
Shit happens.
The whole car, dude. The door
I think he was trying to escape.
Right.
No, probably not.
So he accidentally fell out of the car. So anyway, we drive off, and we're like, "God dang, my chick, she's friggin' 2-timing and all that bullshit." So anyway,
Let the player hit the game, baby.
dude, he gets his buddies. They find us. We're still cruising around. He throws a rock through my back window, and then it's game on. It's
No shit.
So we're gonna go to this park because we call him, and we're like, "Hey, dude, meet us at the park. We're gonna do this old school rumble." We're gonna meet at the school, and we're gonna just brawl as like
the good old days where you solve shit with your
just
fist,
coming
in,
baby.
like West Side Story where everyone's snapping and just
dude.
cool walking in. Like, let's get him. Let's get him.
Dude,
Like Breaking, dude. I see him like in the movie Breaking.
Yeah, dude. Comb your hair real quick before you get in the rumble.
Oh, dude. I'm looking through my trunk for a chain, and all there is friggin' hairspray.
You got a couple Pez dispensers. You're like, this isn't gonna work. Quick pick me up.
And you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab a crowbar." Oh my God, no, that's gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah, you're like, okay, let's dial it back, Tony. I was like, we're just gonna go with the Pez. We're gonna see what happens.
I'm gonna pull his little head back and just I'm gonna shoot little Pez dispensers at him. So we drive by this guy's house, and he's standing out there, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, 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 and I'm like, "What the hell is that shit?"
So you guys are standing outside the house, you're not inside.
No, we're
yet.
driving by, going to the park where we're supposed to rumble. And we drive by, and one of my friends friggin' had a gun, and he shoots out. Because drive-bys really weren't the thing back then. It was
70s,
more,
right? What'd you say? What year?
You fight.
Yeah, what year was it? You said
It was 70s, late 70s.
Okay, I got you.
So you fight. I mean, that was your choice of like, if you were super crazy, you did the gun thing, but you fought.
Old school, absolutely.
So we drive by, and he shoots out the window, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Let's say, how'd you feel when you heard that thing pop off?
I didn't. You know what? I didn't know what to like. I just
How do you process
panicked.
that, right?
So I friggin' just drive. I go into this cul-de-sac. It's clear as day. I go into this cul-de-sac. I park the car, and next thing I know, Azusa police is boom. Is on us. Like guns drawn, and I'm like, "Ooh," like you can talk shit. We're gonna fight, but dude, when you got
cops,
you got popo on your
because you're guilty by association, right? That's how it always works out.
dude. So
What a
they're
terrible situation.
and I'm like friggin' pissing my pants. So anyway, we get arrested, and like it was during football season. I was in high school,
Okay.
so I was just like I was more worried about disappointing my parents.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed about like, dude. I'm like, am I going to go to jail for the rest of my life?
Yeah,
Did we
totally.
hit this guy? It's serious shit.
100%.
So anyway, they never pressed charges. We got released because we were underage.
Oh.
We got released, and it was never to be heard again. Like nothing ever came of it. So when they were interrogating us, they made it sound like we actually hit somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was an angel that came down and friggin' amnesia'd everybody.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we were never sentenced or anything ever came of that.
Wow.
So the following year, I actually got a job with the Forest Service, and I started working with them. I was on a heli-shot crew. On a
Dude, you were on the
helicopter.
Forest Service?
Okay.
Dude, I've
I
done
didn't know that. I
everything,
started on the Forest Service too. Dude, cheers, bro. Hardest fucking work, lowest pay.
I had a blast of it because
It was so much fun. It was awesome.
camaraderie was out of control.
Yeah, I mean, were you 18?
I was
19?
18. Oh,
Yeah.
I was actually 16.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was 18. It was my first job, our first full-time job out of high school. Because it was either join the military or try and go the fire route thing. But I couldn't do the volunteer thing because I had to pay for rent and for food, and I'm like, well, I got to survive. So my best choice was Forest Service. Well, at least I'll get paid for 6 months.
Well, I always had drive. I always either wanted to be a police officer or a fireman, firefighter.
How do you think he would have turned out as a cop?
Probably like the cool
I'd
cop.
be a dick.
No, I thought you'd be a dick. I'm like, oh,
I doubt it. I doubt it. You say that, dude.
I can only do so much stupid.
yeah, I know.
You know what?
Man.
Stupid
God bless
doesn't
those guys.
sit
man.
very well.
They,
with
they got
me.
such a hard
They're
job.
legit, dude.
Yeah, it's
I mean, just think about the perspective of, and about being a police officer. I could only imagine, and being like, in a public entity, dealing with people is tough business, and that's if you're a store owner or whatever. But interaction just with people all the time is tough, right? And with the experience from the fire side of it, like people want you to be there, and they're still tough with you, right? There's this perspective of like, you owe me this and da 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 da, which is okay because I get it. But could you only imagine being in a position where you have to work with people who don't like you for the most part?
And but
you have to just be okay with it, and you know what I mean. Like I don't know. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the police department. It seems like a super tough job.
Whittier Boulevard. That was the big thing. You went to Whittier Boulevard.
Dude, that was back when Whittier Boulevard was the shit, dude. Back in those days,
awesome. You were there to meet girls, but I remember we had cases of beer, the Bull, because Bull, Schlitz malt liquor, dude, quick, get you to here fast.
Schlitz?
There was no Coors Light back then, bro. It was Schlitz.
Okay.
The Bull.
Damn.
So I remember getting pulled over from LA County Sheriffs, and dude, well, what did they do? They're like, oh my God, we're gonna do this, and we gotta, we gotta free. No, dude, they would sit there and go, what the fuck are you guys doing?
yeah, the good old days.
Cruising. We're trying to look for girls and drink. What else does anybody do when they're young?
Yeah.
So what do? Pour that shit out, and you just like, okay, get the fuck out of here, and okay.
Yeah.
Where unfortunately, sometimes we bitch a little too much and we put people in positions they really don't want to be, but they have to be because, what I mean by that is sometimes we bitch so much about our police officers today that we put them in positions where they have to do what they don't want to do. And that's, hey, sorry, bro, because I'm going to lose my job, because I really would like to let you go.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that you say that. Like my grandfather was a police officer in Chicago, like back in the day for
no
25 years. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And he always talks about how he's like, there's a difference between like when you have to interact on a call or something where you really need to like either separate the situation or whatever. He's like, yeah, there's a time and a place to be aggressive, to not be aggressive. But he said, he's like, the stuff today, he's like, dude, we used to pull people over. My grandpa never said dude, by the way. I just said that on accident. But he used to say when they pull people over, he's like, dude, if they've been drinking, we just take their keys and throw them in the bushes and tell them to get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
We're definitely not doing that.
But that doesn't happen anymore. And that's not advocating for drinking and driving. I just mean we're just the time is so much different now. And for the better or worse,
Yeah.
it's just to get perspective of the time change where I'm thinking there's a lot of people out there that be like, if the cop grabbed your keys and threw them in the bushes instead of figure out a way home, they're like, yes, sir, no problem. Thank you so much. But that doesn't happen.
I always wanted to be a CHP officer.
No,
I really would have.
I got hired by them.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the Forest Service. I got hired. What was that? I got hired by LA City, or I got hired by CHP first.
Really?
Took the job, and then LA City offered me a job.
LA City.
Fire. And
Really?
then Grove, and I took Grove.
Dude, I always wanted to be. I don't know why. CHP,
I just wanted to. Yeah.
It's just like you're. Maybe it was Chips.
Because you watch Chips, dude.
I watched Chips.
I wanted to be Punch, dude. He was the coolest guy
Dude, I
on
always wanted to
TV.
be. Oh, dude, just like no helmet. Oh no, they wore helmets.
There was hair whispering softly underneath the big Ray-Bans or the aviators, dude.
Well, at least for me, like there was nothing
could rock
better
that.
when I would fake being sick, not to go to school, and just stay home and watch Chips all day.
Oh yeah,
I freaking loved it.
Chips was
That was my
a
show,
lot,
dude.
There was a lot of good TV on at that time.
Yeah, there was. I kind of look back, and TV was simple.
Oh, it's very simple back then. Not anymore. Fucking weird.
It's just
So many
deep now. Everything is deep. Like if you
Everything's-
watch episodes of like I Love Lucy, Chips, whatever. It's like one episode. This is what happens. There's like a high point, a low point, and then they fix it.
What was your favorite cartoon? Saturday morning. Dude, like, there's shit on all the time now.
Pinky and the Brain.
But Saturday morning was like the go-to because you went to school all week, and then Saturday morning was like...
I remember waking up on Saturdays and my brothers would always watch Dragon Ball Z. But they would get up at 7 super early. And I was like, I'm going to fucking relax.
Dragon Balls.
Dragon Ball Z.
It's a it's
like
like
a-
an anime.
Yeah. It's a weird...
Japanese animation.
Bro,
like,
we're talking back in the day,
you're like-
Gigantor.
You know what it was?
Anime was not part of the vocabulary.
Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez.
Okay.
favorite character.
Yes. I remember watching that as a kid. I loved Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, dude, I used to love, what was it called? It was these puppets. Kind of like, what is
Team America, where they shoot on each other?
Yeah, dude. Dude. But there was one... It was back in the day, like Team America, but back then,
Yeah.
where the mouth. What was the name of that cartoon? There's probably people out there going, I remember, dude. But you would have the puppet, and then it would be like a superimposed
Right.
mouth that would talk.
Oh,
That
really?
was the legit.
trying to think
Oh
of
my
what year
god,
that
I
was.
can't remember what that was.
I don't know.
Dude, that was good cartoons.
I was a big fan
What?
of.
No, what do we call
Ninja
them?
Turtles.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, everything's animated
Back in the
now.
day, it was cartoons.
Yeah,
now
now-
it's anime.
It's all animation.
Yeah, and everything's like got a 3D digital aspect to it. The cartoon game's totally different now.
Do they still call it cartoons?
Yeah, still cartoons.
They're cartoons, but it's just not like it used to be, like the Batman
Yeah.
cartoons and stuff on Nickelodeon and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and I used to watch a lot of like Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I like Daffy
Rugrats.
Duck. I like Daffy Duck because he was kind of a dick, but like never, but like a funny jerk. You know, I find that humor funny. But he was like a guy who could never catch a break, but then would end up falling through in the end, kind of thing.
Tony, you know what's the funny thing that he said, though, about you remember Donald Duck?
Oh, yeah.
How he just had a T-shirt?
What?
Remember how he just wore a T-shirt all the time? That's all he wore. Donald Duck only had a T-shirt on.
Yeah, Donald Duck, the only character that's
Oh,
okay
you
to not
know
wear
what?
pants.
He only had a T-shirt on.
Right.
So we were talking the other day, but he's like, oh, your girl was on top of you with just a T-shirt? She Donald Ducked it, huh? I was like, oh, shit, that was good.
Donald Duck in it.
Yeah, I was like,
that's a new
damn.
style.
Dude, there are days where I feel a little outdated when the guys are talking shit, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Right.
what is that? What's Donald ducking? You're like, oh, is that like where you're some weird like
Okay.
sexual position
Just
or like
in the future,
What is
if-
that shit?
If you do hear the term Donald Ducking, I'm pushing that one hard. Okay, because I never heard of that. Whether it's a sexual
No, it was
position or it's
hilarious.
just a standard wardrobe attire, no pants on, T-shirt, Donald Ducking it.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it's
was our
legit.
last podcast. I was listening back to the day. I'm like, that was fucking hilarious. That was really funny. Because
Yeah.
the other co-host Danielle, she's like, yeah, I was banging my husband and I was riding him. I just had my T-shirt on. He's like, oh, you're Donald Ducking it. I'm
But
like,
why would you have a T-shirt on? See, like I have a very inquisitive mind. Like I'm always like, why would you have a T-shirt on?
I'm into. You know what? I'll be straight with you, bro.
You're friggin' doing it. You're like,
hear me out,
Why
Tony.
would you want to like? Why are you putting a T-shirt on, baby?
Well,
like,
some
what if-
people have kinks, right? I'm down to bang with clothes on.
well, what do you mean?
Well, thanks, Tim, for
Dude,
sharing.
it's my simple mind.
I mean,
thank you for
fully
sharing that
clothed,
because-
I'm just saying, dude.
doing it.
If she wants to keep her shirt on, that's cool.
Okay, you know,
it's
okay.
cool. It's different.
Like, what do you mean? Like your like work shirt or like?
No, not work. Come on. No.
So why don't you just have her take it off?
I don't know. There's something different about it, man.
What about socks? How do you feel about socks?
Fucking keep them on.
Right?
I'm not a foot guy, dude.
You know, I
don't like feet. I do not like
Oh,
feet.
yours is because of a visual.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
was
don't like
saying
feet.
because if you're standing, it's bad traction on a slick floor.
Like I can see if you're like spontaneous, you're gonna do your shit.
Looping
But like, why would you like? Yeah, I don't know. You know, your generation's pretty fucked up.
It's
Like
very
old school,
interesting.
baby. Get naked. Do the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like hey, you're having sex, you get naked. Now it's like, oh, dude, you're like wear your socks and wear your like. Typically, like they wear socks because it's cold, not because.
Well, yeah. Well, someone the other day was like, dude, I couldn't believe like my chick didn't shave down her downstairs. I'm like, bro, I can appreciate a little hair. That's a woman. And he's like, you're disgusting. I'm like, that's fucking old school, baby. Let's go.
Oh, dude, that's some,
I'm in.
Yeah, that's some Maddie shit. Oh, dude, that's like.
Hey, man, it is what it is, boys. It is what it is, gentlemen.
Natural.
It's
We'll
trendy
get
again,
down.
though. I guess it's
Well, you know,
back.
it's like it is. Every time culture, it always seems to come back on itself, right? The 80s kind of look and themes like are kind of coming back, right? Remember the show Stranger Things? It's kind of very 80s based in music. Now that style's kind of back in. And I think everything always comes kind of full circle, right? Like, remember for the longest time, having slick back pomade hair wasn't in for a long time. It came back, right?
Yeah.
Short on
Dude,
the sides.
I hope
on
my
top.
pastel shorts don't come back, though.
That shit'll never come back, bro. I'm sorry.
I got a pair. I got a pair.
You know what?
I got a
You
pair of
owe-
OP
You owe
shorts.
the white surfer community an apology.
Well, first of all, I'm not sorry. I love them, and I have a pair today that I wear around just
Do
in
you
case
really?
I'm painting
Okay.
or something. You know,
If we hang, bro, please
I'll
don't
never
wear
show up wearing them. I promise.
I'll just tell you guys right now, anything I wear is always a solid color. There ain't no fucking lines, nothing.
No, you're black on black.
Let's go, baby. All the
Shit.
time, dude. All the time.
I like that philosophy, though. Just simple.
It's one less thing you have to worry about. I mean, really, does anyone really care about what? I mean, as long as you're not wearing something like crazy, but I mean, for the most part, I don't care what you guys wear. I really don't. Like, I'm just trying to get through my day and figure out what I need to do for my businesses and other things that I'm doing, you know?
Right.
But I
Sure,
never
get
thought
my
of
job
it to that level. I just do it out of convenience.
Yeah, I mean, it's a powerful thing. There's a couple other books that hit on it because throughout our day, every day, our life is based off decisions. The less decisions you have to make, the more brain power you have for the important stuff. So it's like it's one less thing you have to worry about, so you can go to work and just worry about things you have to do, or your family, or your business.
But is your life a little too cluttered if you're thinking about that much to where you got to worry about friggin' what you wear?
Well, I mean, you think about it like I'm not Steve Jobs at all on his level, right? He's the guy who's making. I mean, he changed the world with the iPhone and all the stuff that he came up with. But I dabble in a lot of stuff. I have my hands in the fire in a lot of things, but I always try to figure out. It's like you said, right? You can be anything you want to be, and I always think, okay, well, then how did these guys who came up with these companies like Apple and Microsoft or Abraham Lincoln becoming the president, like they were all average people at one point. They all had to start at the bottom and eat a shit sandwich. So what makes them different? And they talk about their habits and things that they did and how a lot of these successful people, at least back in the day, most of them never watched TV. They were readers. They rose early, 3, 4 in the morning. They started their day early when everyone else was sleeping. They hustled. And they talked about how a lot of them just kind of wore the same clothes all the time. It's just one less thing you have to worry about because you're so focused on your success and things you want to do that it's just one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah, but that's when like I've been learning like, okay, if you're so worried about that, then it's time to reflect and like, okay, maybe I need to take a couple things off my plate and just think about the basics.
You're probably. I mean, I would say yeah for some
That's-
people, but
to
for
me,
me,
that's
like
a-
I'm
that's
trying
a
to
stressful
retire.
life.
Like I will probably. You ain't kidding on that one.
That's a
there's times
stressful
where I'm
life.
like, fuck, I'm so stressed out because a lot of people don't understand. There's times where I get off, work from my position I'm in now, and then from 6 p.m. till 1 in the morning, I am working on stuff for a brewery or a barbershop or a podcast, and I'm funneling all the stuff that I'm trying to get done and do. And then boom, I got to go to sleep and wake up. My alarm goes off at 4 a.m. I'm like, fuck, here we go. But the cool part is there are a lot of things I've invested in that I've done well, where it's like now in 2 years, I'm not going to have to work anymore. So to me, I look at the payoff. Like, do I suffer a little bit now so that I can just chill for that rest of my life, right? I always tell people, friends, or when I'm teaching at the college, here's your life, right? You have a start date and you have an end date. And it's like you can use a little part right here in the beginning to work your ass off so you can enjoy this fat chunk. Or you can just kind of meander and do whatever you want for this whole thing and you'll never really reach your full potential or go after things you want in life because you don't have to worry about finances, right? So, I mean, that's my opinion. That's my philosophy. It doesn't work for everybody.
I think that's. I think that there's a combination of everything in what you guys are saying. You know, there's a combination of being the ambition side, right? The risk versus gain, the time versus relaxation time, right? So if you're willing to sacrifice a lot of time and energy into having, you know, these goals to get to, because you know these goals are going to present later or earlier down the road, that you can relax from that point, right? I think that that's a great philosophy. I think that, you know, understanding, working hard, balance, things like that, you know, that you can do those things, still enjoy your time, be productive in life, and be present all at the same time. You know, I think those are, and like, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. You know what I mean? I think it's whatever your personal choice, what drives you, you know, but the biggest takeaway in that is that you got to find what drives you, you know, and, you know, for, you know, Tim's example is like, your entrepreneurship and getting into other things, and like you said, you want to get a couple things going in the fire at one time, understanding that, look, this stress, this time, this is only a moment, right? In the big picture of everything, in hopes that the payout is going to be worth that, which
It's a risk. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, it's a big risk.
Or, you know, if you downsize those goals to something smaller but achievable, you know, on a short term to gain, you know, flow and success moving forward in your life, but you're happy with where you're at. It's whatever you determine is what success is. You know, success can be waking up in the morning and be like, you know, I wake up every morning and I make my bed, and then I brush my teeth, and then I go to work, and then I come home, or if it's a family, or if it's a kids, or whatever it is, whatever you deem success is, then you're winning in life in general. You know, and then I think that's what is such a big important part about, like, for every generation, for this generation, the next one, and everything. It's like, find out what motivates you, achieve those goals, and enjoy the process of what you're doing it. Because,
let's go. Cheers to that. Cheers to that, gentlemen.
Boom.
Yeah.
But you know what I love about that? And you said it, and I didn't quite understand it, because you said risk versus gain. Mm-hmm. When I look back and reflect on my life, there was no risk. It was always about gain, but like, okay, hey, there's a promotional process. A lot of guys nowadays are like, well, I got to learn to be really good at what I do at this, and then I'll move on to the next. I didn't look at it that way, because if there was an opportunity, like that generation, just like, well, you take it. Right. You know, there's a promotional process.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you take it because you make more money, and you put yourself in a better position. Well, because that's what life was all about. You're always trying to succeed. Nowadays, we overthink way too much shit.
Tony, don't even get me fucking started.
Like, oh
dude, don't even. Here's the thing, because we all came from smaller departments, right? So when an opportunity comes, you take it because you don't know when it's going to rise again. That position could be locked up for 10 plus years, and you're stuck wherever you're at. So it's like, when it comes up, you study. There may be 2 spots and 15 guys going for it, but you give it your best shot. It is what it is, right? So,
but doesn't that apply to anything in life, though? Whether you're working at Safeway, like, or you're working at whatever you're doing, like, dude, I clean fish. I worked at Happy Jack Trout Farm. It was a trout farm.
Where was this at?
At Azusa Canyon.
No shit,
dude. I cleaned fish.
How old were you?
That was
7. And I did it well,
dude. A lot of zits back then.
I was 2 months old.
Dude, I was like, I worked at a Happy Jack Trout Farm, cleaning fish.
Damn, dude.
And I'm like, all day, dude, just cleaning fish. Because what you did is you would go there, which was kind of cool back then. It was a job. You did what you had to do, but it was a trout farm. So what you would do is you'd go and you'd get these bamboo poles, and then you would fish, which was cool to watch the dads take their kids, because they would go and they would fish. They'd catch a big trout, but then we'd really fuck them at the end, because each trout was so much per inch.
Okay.
And then the poor dads would be like, oh, god dang, like, oh my God, my son friggin' bought, you know, he caught this 12-inch trout. And you'd be like, yeah, bro, that's going to be like $60 because it was so much an inch.
Damn.
And then you'd see them like go from super happy because they were with their kid. They caught a 12-inch, and then they got to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, how much was it per inch?
What?
How much was a trout per inch?
Oh, dude.
Was it expensive? I'm like, it's about $70, boys.
Yeah, like my mom would say, I do you wish. Shit.
Oh my God. Okay, so to go back to you, from after was your drive-by incident, was that like a wake-up call for you? Or did you have a moment in your life that was kind of like a wake-up call?
No.
None of it was?
You know what's really weird is that I felt that it was just part of life and just living, but I was really like at a point where I didn't want to disappoint my parents, and I was really bummed that it was potentially going to keep me, because I was a junior in high school. I was really looking forward to my senior year of football.
Okay.
So I really was bummed that it was potentially going to keep me from being very successful in my senior year of football.
Okay.
So I was blessed, because I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
Dude, you have a drive-by shooting, and today maybe it's common, but for me, you know what, at the time, it is what it is. So because nothing was ever like pushed beyond that, I was able to play my year, successfully join the fire service or the Forest Service. And you know what's really legit, and it's something you talk about, you know, some people feel that they have to invest like hours of your day to support somebody and help them move beyond. In high school, I was an explorer.
Okay. Well, for who were you an explorer for?
I was at Azusa High School, so I did this.
Okay. So everyone knows that's fire department explorer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So what they did is, what do they call it when you're in high school and you do like the military and you do high
like
school?
junior ROTC?
Yeah,
or something like that?
ROP.
ROP. Okay.
It was called ROP.
I got you.
Dude, this is so dear to my heart because I did an ROP class for the fire service, and I rode along with LA County.
Awesome.
So there was a captain there, and his name to this day is Captain Little, Brian Little.
That's cool. You still remember?
Dude, I was just a snot-nosed, booger-eating freaking young kid that rode along with LA County. So I did my thing. I got out of the Explorer program. I graduated high school. I joined the Forest Service. And then one day I get this call from Captain Little. He's like, "Hey, Tony, do you remember me?" "Yeah, Cap, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey, at the time, Santa Ana Fire was hiring." And I'm like, "Santa Ana? Dude, I grew up in LA County."
Right.
"What is Santa Ana?" "It's in Orange County." "What is Orange County?" What is Orange County?
Yeah.
I'm 18 years old. It's not like I have a lot of life experience at that point. And he goes, "Hey, it's some city over there by the beach." "Okay. Go test." He took 5 minutes out of his life,
Yeah.
and it completely changed my life.
I love it.
Dude,
I fucking
he
love
took
it.
5 minutes of his life, and I tried to call him back to thank him for taking 5 minutes from his life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had passed away.
No shit.
Oh,
I tried looking him up, and dude, you talk about regrets in life. Some people are like really hardcore. I regret not, doing this and doing that. Dude, I always wanted to call him and thank him because,
Look what it did for your life.
dude,
It changed the whole course of your freaking life.
like his 5 minutes launched me into a very successful career that, I've been
took care of
very
a family.
fortunate to promote,
Yeah.
do what I need to do. And dude, it was 5 minutes of his life.
That's cool.
That's
man.
cool.
I relate to that a lot because I was an explorer for LA County. And I wasn't the best student. I was a little bit of a shithead back in the day.
I don't place it that way, though.
I could hide it pretty well, but I wasn't
see
the
it.
best. Yeah, my man. Yeah, you've gotten to know me pretty well.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
Oh, but you know Sam, so I can see where you're a fucking character, bro. Fucking Sam, dude.
Sam knows,
You grew up with
dude.
Sam?
Dude, Sam's a G, dude. Sam's a G. But I was 15, and my best friend got me in. But I remember my Explorer advisor. He was a firefighter paramedic. His name's Terry Millsaps. I still in contact with him to this day. He lives right a couple cities over. Talk to him probably once a month. But he told me, if you want to be a part of this program, I want to see your report card and your grades. You have to have all A's and B's to be here. And I'm like, and I loved it so much because that's the first time for me that I felt like I was a part of something greater than myself, but it was also like a family, because the firefighters treat you like like you were part of the fire service, then we had our fellow explorers, and we got to pull hose on the weekends. We could do ride-alongs and all that. And where it really made an impact is when I was 17, and my brother Luke was killed in a car accident, just out of nowhere. And I was actually on the phone with him. His name Terry Millsaps. We were talking. He was like, "Hey, write a memo." I remember this clearly because I couldn't make the Explorer meeting. I couldn't go, and he's like, "Make sure you write a memo." And that's when the sheriff showed up to my parents' house, and I heard my dad scream. And I was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Hey, firefighter, paramedic, Millsaps, 1 second, sir." My dad comes in. He said, "The worst has happened. Luke's dead." And I remember thinking, "Oh my God!" And I screamed. And Terry was like, "What's going on, Tim?" I was like, "My brother's dead." He said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I hung up the phone, but I was just 17 years old, and LA County Fire Department sent over flowers, food.
Wow.
The fire engine came by and checked on my parents, us. They asked us where. And I'm thinking, this is something I need to be a part of because I'm not even hired with these people. I'm just a 17-year-old punk-ass kid who has an Explorer advisor making me turn in my grades and make sure I'm doing well and on my ass. Oh. And they came over to support my family. They were there for the funeral, everything. I mean, they supported us so much. And I remember thinking, this is what I want to do with my life. They took care of my family. They took care of me. I want to give back. I want to do exactly what these people are doing. And it's like you said, it's just, it's 8 hours out of this guy's day on Saturday. It was a 30-minute phone call. Randomly, he called me to make sure I was coming to the meeting. And the next thing you know, my brother passes away. He didn't have to. He came by. He checked on my parents, me, dropping off food, flowers. The fire engine drove by, going out of service, right? They're in Bell Gardens. They drove all the way to Lakewood. It's stuff like that. That's why I relate to what you're saying. It's people will never understand the camaraderie and the closeness that we have in the fire service and the impact that we have on each other, not just the citizens.
You may never know the fruits of your labor.
I agree.
But it's anything that you do.
Yeah.
He could have called me to say, "Hey, you know what? They're hiring our elves." Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he actually took time out of his day to look and support me however he can possibly do. Mm-hmm. Whether it's 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 80 hours, dude, he just took time out of his day and did something for me.
Mm-hmm. That's so, just to piggyback on what you guys are saying, that's crazy because like I was an explorer as well in high school. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't smart enough to be I wasn't going to be a collegiate, scholar. And I was good at sports, but I wasn't going to be that guy. I played baseball and football, but I wasn't had any high aspirations or at least college things like that. Mm-hmm. And I had a buddy's dad who was a firefighter in Costa Mesa actually. And I thought that, the schedule was cool and, whatever. And he was very encouraging about it, saying, "You got to start this Explorer program." He's like, "My kid goes there." And so I was like, "All right, I'll go check it out." Well, the guy that I went to, like you're saying, like influential Explorer post leaders. And this guy's name is Larry Nachman. He's retired now.
Still remember his name?
Yeah, dude, the Hammer.
Isn't that
baby.
legit?
It's crazy.
Like I remember.
Yeah.
There's a shout out to you,
people.
Larry. I was like, "This is your fault. All these decisions in my head. I blame this on you." No, I'm just kidding.
Wearing
I love
those
you.
pastel.
Pastel. Hey, you know what?
Dude, you're on your own on that one.
The thing that
I don't know who mentored you on that one.
This was way before that
Dude,
time.
The Easter Bunny mentored you on that one.
Yeah, no, this was way before that time. But what was crazy is that I feel like when you take that step as like an adolescent into that realm, right? You want to be a explorer, right? For the fire department. This guy, my first impressions, I can remember all the moments that I've had doing that, like clear as day, because they were always intense. This is a very intense individual. But it was like the epitome of like work hard, play hard, right? So it was like everything, because like I don't know when you guys did Explorer program, but they do like muster competitions. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
where you do like the bucket brigade and doing the ladder, running up the ladder, all these shit that's like super unsafe that would never even happen in training now. But we were doing those things. I remember like for the Explorer stuff, and it was like I'd played football and all that. I understand like the little paramilitary kind of feel to it, but this guy used to be like super tight with like, you know, it was like push-ups and running and screaming and all this stuff. And at the time, you were learning stuff about the fire department, whether it was how to roll hose, how to do, you know, station duties, you know, some preliminary fire tactics, throwing ladders, things like that. And he incorporated all this within games and other things, but everything was so serious. But when it was done, we would have like great time. And you learn early that the fellowship that you have with the people that are around you are the most important thing. Because whatever you're putting your time and effort into, those people that are around you that are doing the same thing, it's like that's where you're tight, right? And I thought that like at a time, you know, it's like I'd play sports and you had friends and you have all this stuff. But what it taught you is like if you have the same goal, whatever that is, and you're working together, it doesn't matter how hard you work or how tired you are, whatever, you can push each other. And you can keep going until you hit that achievement. And I hated that guy for like the first 2 years. I was like, this guy's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing this for free on days like in between school and practice and all these other things. And like, I'm like, look, you know, hey, Larry, I got a game this weekend and stuff. And he didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit what you're up to. But he's like, you made a commitment. And you need to follow through with that. And at the time I was a kid, you know, thinking like, you don't understand. This is for this and this is for this. He's absolutely right. And I look at all those things that I learned from him and through going through that program and how much easier it made everything else in my life in pursuit of the fire service.
You know, you just brought
Shout
up,
out, man. I love you.
No, that's awesome. And you just literally triggered something in my head. We used to look for the older generation for mentorship. Now, the downside of social media, we look to social media for our mentorship.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And you just literally hit on it because like everybody's so engrossed on social media that they look for that as their mentorship. And we look at our older generation has so much value, but we don't look at them because like, oh, you're just old, you're all fucked up. But we don't really look at them anymore as our mentors, our guidance. I'm not saying there are cultures that do, a lot of people still do, but social media is so intense nowadays that we look at what's going on, and you know, and that's where we look for our direction.
Yeah, it's a bummer because if it wasn't for this podcast, I wouldn't have social media. I really only kept it because I'm like,
it's powerful too, dude.
It is.
It's powerful.
It really is.
But it's like anything in life. You can abuse it or you can use it to your advantage.
But I don't put a lot up. I mean, we've talked about this before. I usually put up surfing, skydiving, some work stuff, but that's it. For some reason, I have a little bit of a following. I don't know why. I don't know. I kind of keep a mystery. I don't put anything on my private life. I don't talk about my private life on here. I'm big that I think that privacy is a luxury now because it seems like everyone feels like they have to share everything about their life. And I'm thinking, you know, you don't have to. There's a reason it's called private, right? For your private life, for, you know, protect that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't put a lot out there, but you can see how. Here's a good example.
I gotta pee really bad, bro.
Oh, go for it. Get the hell out of here. Go
Oh
pee.
shit.
Yeah, go for it. You know where it's at.
Jump out. Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, though.
Go for it, babe.
Like the social media aspect of things seems that as it's moving forward, that is the basis of what we would term like community, right?
But it's a false community, right?
I would agree with that.
Right.
Because I think that like, you know, and this is just over time, and I'm not saying that all social media is bad. I'm not saying that at all because it is a form of community. The problem that I have with it is that it's the overwhelming like persuasion in the community.
Well, it's like it's
mean?
almost like it's fucking whatever happens on social media is gold. It's scripture.
Right.
And you're kind of like, what the fuck? Like, a good example, I was going to say before you had to go restroom, but I have a friend. He left a very well-paying job, sold his home, all this stuff because he wanted to be an influencer. A fucking influencer. Left everything. And you know where he's at now? Living in his fucking parents' house in Indiana. Had to move back from LA, everything. Fucking gave it. I couldn't say anything because I wanted to try and help him a little bit. But like, I don't know if that's a great idea, man, because not everyone's going to be a Logan or Jake Paul or, you know, whoever, some of these big, a Kardashian or whatever. You're talking about the top 3%.
Yeah.
Right? Most everyone else, you're not going to be getting paid millions of dollars for a post and have the cool. I mean, everyone has TikTok now. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's posting shit. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know if you should do that.
Yeah.
Now, whether he has regret or not, I don't know. But it's like, it's sad to see that happen.
Yeah, totally.
Because you're like, dude, you could have prevented that. You had you're educated. You had a well-paying job, and you left all this because you weren't popular or famous.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? It's like, you know, because again, like going back on like, you know what, if he felt like that was his calling, like I can't knock somebody for taking a chance, you know. I mean,
true. Everything's a risk.
Yeah, 100%. Everything is a risk. But I would say that like be really conscientious about what your risks are.
Yeah.
You know, if you are established, you know, I guess the difference would be like first of all, I don't know who you're talking about. So,
well, I don't want to
like,
say his name.
No. We don't have to bring this up. I just mean that like, you know, like if that guy hated where he was at, even though he would be considered successful, if he didn't like it, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna try a chance at being an influencer, right?
Yeah,
that's a big risk. But you know what? Good for you for trying it. The ramifications of trying things is that will happen if you don't succeed and you fail, and then you have to just regroup and go back to maybe what I don't know what his job was, but let's say it was whatever.
He's in finance, dude. He made fucking.
So let's say and he has to go back into finance, but at least he took the risk of trying something.
True.
Right.
True.
You know, and so when I say all that stuff, like I agree, like that. Yeah, you got to take the risk. You got to try. Now, I think it's crazy. That people make a lot of money by going online and just blogging their day, you know, whether you're already a celebrity or you're just someone, because you can get paid for literally talking about anything that you're doing throughout the day.
It's crazy, though.
But there's a lot of people who do this that I've never even heard of.
But
I have no fucking clue who they are, and they're making thousands, bro.
No, it's millions, dude.
Well, yeah.
So the number one YouTube last year was a 5-year-old who opens up presents.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Tommy or Teddy opens
my grandkids.
Kids or whatever.
No, you're talking about that Ryan kid?
Ryan, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and nothing.
Oh, bro, even I know that.
Well,
dude, you should do like fashion pastel bunny surfer outfits.
I might try it out. You never know. I was like, fashion forward with Jordan. I don't have the personality, I think, to make that one work. But
shit.
No, and you know, there's nothing against trying things out. You know, and like we're in kind of a weird time where it's like, you know, the interface of social media meets reality. You know, and that's what we're dealing with right now. So you have a lot of people that are capitalizing on it, and like I think, you know what, if you do, good for you. I may not understand it, but if there's an avenue to make money doing that, then good for you. You're winning. I mean, look, like the Ryan kid, he's 5 years old or 4 years old or whatever. He just opens up presents and plays
like
with them.
He's like freaking 30 right now.
Right, he will be 30, and it'll be like that could be his thing. But that guy will generate more money than I have in my lifetime.
He could stop working right now, and he'll never have to work in a day in his life.
Oh yeah,
he's fucking.
No, he wins.
Set. Oh, he's winning.
He wins in the game of life. But what I'm saying is like, you know, it's like do things that are risky. Do it because you're never gonna know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but see, like I'm a simple liver. My dad was a simple liver. I'm a simple liver.
Are you saying you have a simple liver? Because I doubt that.
No. With this shit, my liver is more than simple. And after that peanut butter shit you gave me, dude.
That peanut butter whiskey is gangster.
That is not simple livering.
It's dangerous.
Simple liver.
Yeah. That is not simple livering.
It's livering. I was say your liver is probably screaming, dude.
Oh, dude. That's why I pee so bad. I was like, God dang, I was getting nervous here. I was like, shit, what do you do when you're on camera? You piss your pants or what?
I just go for
it.
We're super cool.
We have catheters in. Simple fix. No,
you know what? I guess back in the day, you know what? I don't know. Like, you know what? More power. If you got that kind of drive and ambition, if you got 80 irons in the fire, you know, more power to you, bro. Because somebody's got to own Walmart.
True.
That bro is bringing simple livers, a plate of food on and making house payments. And you know what? More power to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
Not
balling.
everybody is an entrepreneur and all friggin'.
No, and not everyone's made for it because it's stressful. It's hard sometimes, and it's a huge financial risk.
Well, dude, I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. I don't want to wear just black. No offense.
Right? No, I got you.
But obviously, you're telling me that you got so much shit on your plate. If that is your dojo, your gig, more power to you, because you know what? If I can somehow get on your coattail and make my living better in life, regardless of who it is, we need people like you. We need people to wash dishes, and we need chefs. We need people to friggin' dig a ditch, and we need people that own the company.
I am with you 100% on that, and I think that's also what makes the country that we live in so absolutely great. Is you can be anything you want to be. If you want to be the lazy surfer living in a van, you can absolutely do it. If you want to be a firefighter all the way to a chief, you can do it. If you want to be a general of the military, you can do it. When I teach a certain class I teach at the college, just to show them, like, you know, your life is in your hands. And I bring up astronaut, and I bring up all the requirements for them to be an astronaut. If you want to be an astronaut, here's everything you have to do to it. You can do it. It's just up to you.
Be an astronaut, bro.
Oh, fuck that
That's
shit.
some major
You're
brain
on the
power,
tip end
bro.
of a fucking rocket? Like,
No, fuck that.
period.
That would not stress me out. The brain power to know to flick all of them and friggin' calculate. Like,
Well,
I'm
dude,
on the other side of the moon. Like,
Well, yeah, you gotta have,
I
like, a
calculate to get out of it.
oh yeah, you got to have like a degree in math, a master's in this, and also be a pilot in an air. It's sort of a crazy amount of shit. But hey, you know what?
Do you
like
got to
I
read
said,
books?
You're out. I was like, are those on Audible? Because that's the only way I'm getting through it.
But here's the thing, like,
I got to read a book.
Like,
Like, for
quantum
me,
physics.
What should I read?
you should. I will say the last book I read that was really good. I was David Goggins actually.
Who?
David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. Right? Isn't that the book called?
Yeah.
I can hurt you.
Look at my guy over here, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a good one. That one, I'm about to finish reading a book called The Sky People. I believe that there's other life forms in this universe. That's just me.
Is it like more than like?
Well, no. So the book,
Is it a lot of pages?
I'd say it's like 200, but it's an investigator.
Shit, bro, that's a lot of
I'm in
commitment,
the
bro.
50, 60
Well,
range.
I'm a hands kind of guy. Like
Well, here's the thing.
woodworking, metalwork.
It's something I'm interested in. So this investigator, he went and talked to all the Indian tribes who, through history, have had, you know, encounters with alien life forms or whatever it may be. But a lot of them all line up because a lot of these tribes, they don't talk to each other, at least at that time, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and in the history past that. But a lot of their stories line up. The
They got
sky
cell
people. No.
Tribes don't got cell phones?
They probably do now. But they call them sky people, and a lot of them refer to the sky people as actually our ancestors. It's a really interesting book. It's really, really interesting. It's pretty deep. I'm sure it's not for everybody because not everyone believes that there's alien life forms, and I'm not saying aliens as in like green Martians. We're talking about a universe that's quote unquote infinite. We don't know where it ends. We don't fucking know where it begins. We don't know, but apparently there's something else out there for being visited and seeing all these cigar-shaped UFOs and all the stuff that's coming out. So it's really interesting.
I haven't seen a cigar-shaped UFO.
You call him a Yofo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't
man,
seen
I
it.
haven't seen a cigar
I mean,
shaped
I've
Yofo.
watched some
Not
Ancient
once.
Alien. I've never
Ancient
seen
Alien's
this.
crazy, bro. That guy's hair is blown out all
dude,
over the
no,
place.
you're talking.
Don't look at his hair, dude.
That's the only reason I see that show, dude. Like,
Only reason you watch
dude,
the hair?
I'd be like, oh damn, what I can do with that hair.
Okay, so you got married at 19.
Yeah.
What is the secret to your marriage, bro? If you could talk to any young person in your career field, that's
Let me
very
show
true.
you.
Or anyone listening to our podcast, because I'll be real with you, I've been through a divorce already. And I have. I mean, being married again, I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. At least for me and with my investments and where I'm at now in my life and be able to move on from in a couple of years to just chilling. That's a lot to risk, right? In California, you lose half your shit. Straight up, if you go through divorce.
You know what? That's a great question. Honestly, being humble.
I like that, my G.
And the reason I say
like
that
that.
is because if you really look at what drives your arguments, your bullshit, it's because you're too fucking pride gets in the way, and you don't want to admit that maybe I'm the one that's fucked up. Or maybe I'm not like clearly understanding. I always remember my wife telling me, "You're giving me apples when I wanted oranges." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? You should be happy that I'm giving you fucking some kind of fruit."
Yeah, this is the apple crisp. These are the best apples.
Dude, like, dude, I'm fucking giving you fruit. What do you like?
I'm gonna give you banana in 2 hours.
Honey crisp. I meant to say.
You gotta tell me that you want an apple or a banana, and I'm giving you a fucking,
What are we making
grapefruit.
fruit bowls over here? Jesus. What do you want?
Dude,
Well,
but
I'm thinking
like,
though, because in our career field, right? You now it's not as taboo anymore, but you're talking about the things you've seen on the job, right? PTSD. We see a lot of crazy shit. It's a lot of things that we'll never be able to describe to the normal civilian. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I always think about this, right? Because we all have know someone who's unfortunately taken their life that's in this career field, and it's a sad thing to hear. And you're always thinking like, oh, fuck, why didn't you reach out? But we see and we go through all these things with these guys that we work with, and then 7 a.m. comes or 8 a.m., whatever it is, and it's like, all right, go home, be a father, be a husband, brother, uncle, be normal.
I'd be lying to you if I told you I have never I want to say contemplated, but never thought about maybe an easier way out.
I feel you, dude.
There have been
you.
days where I'm like, you know what? I think it's easier just to go to your maker and just fucking live on the golden streets and do what you need to do. There have been days where I'm like, life's pretty fucking challenging. I think it's easier to just take that route, live the high road, and call it good. I'd be lying to you if I told you I've never experienced that.
How'd you get through that?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's a good question. My wife always gives me shit because I never have answers for certain things. But there's some things that just come in, come out, you contemplate, it's out, it's in, it's reasonable, it's not. You process and you realize, dude, how selfish would that be? Leave my grandkids, my kids with that. So sometimes you gotta
A lot of self-reflection, huh?
Dude.
I think that's the hardest part for
Literally.
me sometimes, man, honestly, is to really, I had to do that for myself in my own divorce. I remember sitting down and thinking, you know what? I'm so over this blame game. And she's so fucked up. And da-da-da. And it's like, you know what? Instead of seeing where her wrongs are, I want to own up to where I went wrong. Let me look at, let me be honest and let me be real with myself as a man. Where could I have done better? And once I did that, that's when I kind of started really growing. And the whole bitterness of the divorce started going away. It's like, here's where I'm fucked up. And now when people ask, like, oh, divorce, I'll tell them, like, you know what? I wish her the best. I'm just going to tell you where I messed up. I know here's where I went wrong. And that took a lot for me to do because I would say for a long time, at least through my 20s, I don't know if it's prideful, but it was never really I never really thought about looking at myself and my wrongdoings. It's always like that, we're the hard chargers. We fix everyone's problems. But the issue I had is when I would come home, I couldn't even fix my own private life, but I could go to work and fix everyone else's problems. And I'm ever thinking how fucked up is that? What's going on here?
But dude, that's super normal, I think. I think that feeling, what you're talking about, because it's really easy to give advice. It's really easy to hear other people's issues that they're going through, and especially at work, because everyone's going through something.
Oh,
everybody is. And that's nothing specific to our profession. That's just life in general.
You know what's weird though? I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No, it's okay. Go for it.
No, I haven't cried in 25 years.
no shit.
Dude, but that was a personal decision. You'd be surprised how powerful a decision you make internally. I said one day that I would never cry because I had to be the pillar in my home and, just some personal issues that I was going through. And we, whether it's our male world or whatever world you're living in, you got to step up and you got to be the pillar. So I made a decision one time. It was a personal vow that I would never cry because if you cry, you display a sense of weakness. Dude, in 20, maybe not so long, 20 years, my parents passed away and I didn't cry for their, when they passed away, for their funeral. Because the power of what you say that comes out of your mouth can make or break what you do for the rest of your life. So when I made that personal vow, it was so strong and it was such powerful words that to this day, I believe it. And I still, to this day, refuse to cry.
Your teardrops are dry, man.
Dude, that is stupid. Stupid. But, I guess commitment. But if you really think about it, that's how powerful it is.
The mind is a powerful thing. Absolutely. I think, I've never told you this. I've wanted to tell you. I've never told Jordan or anybody else. But when I came back from my injury and how I was treated by fucking Pokey, I'm just going to say his name right now.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was not happy with that. I was ready to fucking leave. I was done. I was like, I got some investments. I'm good. I can sell some shit. I'm fine. And then I remember talking to you and Justin Truhill, another dude. And you guys are like, you know what? Sometimes things are unfair, but you can't quit. And that's the first time I was thinking like, oh, fuck, that's right. I'm about to quit. I can't fucking give up. I got to keep going. I was like, fuck this job. Fuck all this. Like, I lost my speech. I went through all this shit. Like, dude, it was terrible. It was like 11 months of pure hell. And to come back and to feel that and what I was denied. And it was just like, dude, what? Like, fuck this. I don't need to be here then if this is how I'm going to be treated, dude. But your words, your encouragement, what you're talking about and what you said now about making decisions mentally, but also having a mentor and someone who encourages you. It was you and that dude. I was like, okay, maybe I need to fucking step back here.
But you know what? That's a really good. I think that's a really good point, though. Is that this isn't any
because it hurt. I'm just saying, like all it meant is like it fucking hurt. It's like, dude,
yeah, of course.
I didn't plan to have a traumatic brain injury.
Of course,
what the fuck, dude?
No, and I'm not even talking about that incident. What I mean is that what I feel like what happens is, and this is not job specific. What happens is when you work with a collective group of people, everyone becomes a super analyzer, right?
Yeah.
And then what do, this isn't a rip on the fire service, but like they say, tell a friend, tell a fireman, right? The telephone game. So what happens is that when something occurs that you don't have direct contact with, and people have nothing else to do but to speculate.
Right.
And that is the worst thing that could possibly happen in any scenario, because what happens is it's never speculative towards a positive. It's always speculative towards a negative or the worst case scenario or someone, abusing something or something else like that. And that's fucking toxic,
Very toxic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But what the problem that people don't understand is that what that does is that influences everybody else that's around them. First of all, you have no fucking clue what's going on. You don't. If you're not involved with that person directly, you have no idea. Now, I would encourage you to reach out to that person and talk to them. Get an explanation at least before you make a determination of what that's like. So whether it's talking about your situation or talking about the millions of other situations out there that people have to deal with because they have to come to work and they realize or whatever, like people are talking behind their backs or whatever the case is, first of all, if you have a question or if you're going to say something about that person, you better reach out to that person first. Oh, yeah. Before you make the determination. Otherwise, you're just one of those people.
But how many times are those guys when you confront them fucking back down?
Okay.
You're like,
but
God.
What's weird when you get older? You know what the biggest stress in my life is?
What you got, babe?
Not stroking out, bro.
Well, don't do it here, babe. Come on,
dude. You know what?
I love it. Well,
dude, everybody's worried about COVID. Everybody's worried about so much shit. My biggest fear is fucking stroking out.
Well, you know what that tells me?
You know why?
Don't sweat the small things, right?
Yeah, but because when you stroke out, like, okay, COVID's a fucking beast on its own. You wear a mask, no, there's so much bullshit behind that. But there's some things that are just like obvious. You stroke out at my age, it's one or the other.
That's true.
There is no wear a mask or a cloth mask or a friggin' this mask. It's for either you're fucked up and you end up in a wheelchair and you're gorked out, or you're lucky you lose a little bit of brain or a lot of brain. But those are the realities of life.
So I remember, I don't know, I'm trying to remember who told me this. But I was talking to you, and I remember it dawned on me during that time where I came back to work, and I was so fucking pissed off. But it was like accepting things you can't change and just move on. Like things
I have control over COVID.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because when I say control, like you try to live a healthy life so it doesn't fuck you up as much as it potentially can. But there's certain things that you don't have control of. Like a stroke, you're at the mercy of however it wants to affect you. Mm. And so I try to live a healthy life. I try to do what I need to do. But at the same time, boom, if it happens, dude, because I had an MI when I was 49 years old.
Oh, man, I wanted to bring that up, but I wasn't sure if you were going to talk about it.
That was part of my...
Bell. Okay. Let's slow down for a second. Okay.
Myocardial infraction.
You were 41 years old.
I was 41 years... No, not 41.
49.
49.
Wait, did you say
49?
49? Sorry.
49. Okay, I'm sorry. 49. You had an MI. Was this on duty or off duty?
On duty.
No,
it's the only thing
way.
that saved my life.
No kidding.
Because I went into the full
like you felt
denial.
Everything. Did you have chest pain?
Dude,
and you were sweating and
my left arm was like
no fucking
dead.
way,
No way,
Tony.
really?
I should be dead. That was my quote third because I almost drowned twice. Dude, when you said surfer,
You're third.
dude, you're never gonna get me in your pastel surfer outfit shorts.
I don't wear them every day, man.
I drowned.
We have two. Okay, so how many stories are we going to go over right now? So
Let's start from the top. Near-death experience number 1.
what's the first near-death
And I'm talking about legit, oh, baby Jesus. I'm sorry for
Like,
everything that I did, Jesus.
You told God you're going to be a missionary. You're going to change your life.
It's like, you're right. Everything has been wrong. I'm sorry.
Dude.
I do that when I stub my toe. I'm like, oh, fuck it, Jesus, change my
I'm
life.
talking about legit near-death experiences. I was dead.
Okay, so what's the first one? What's the first one?
The first one, I was 7, 8. We jumped the fence at a local. I can't think of it. Nursery,
Okay.
and they had a swimming pool.
Okay.
So I was with my neighbor and his older brother. So we swimming, and I didn't know how to swim, and I fell into the deep end, and I was drowning. And I remember to this day, just like these lights right here, I remember seeing the light, and I was just about ready to pass out. It's very clear in my life. And the older brother, wasn't around, and so he must have just came back, the grace of God or whatever you want to, He came back, and I remember him grabbing me by the hair.
No
he pulled me
way.
out, and he saved me.
Holy shit.
The second one, I got caught in a riptide with my daughter.
Oh, dude, you're a family man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
wife,
Dude, I
kids,
got
everything.
3 girls.
Oh, jeez.
I got caught in a riptide, and my daughter was with me.
Oh, my God.
And dude, I didn't know anything. We're talking like I was in my jeans, with the cut off jeans. Nah, just kidding.
You were wearing jeans?
I was pastel board shorts.
Hell yeah, you were.
Wow.
But I got caught in a riptide, and I literally didn't know what the fuck was going on. We got sucked out into the ocean. I was 100 yards from the beach, and I literally was trying to swim back in because I told my daughter, "Hey, we got to get back in. We're pretty far out." So luckily, I think she was outside the riptide, but she launched back in, and dude, I got stuck because I was fucking starting to get super tired. I didn't quite understand what was going on. And I dude, I'm tired. I can't swim anymore.
Oh, we see he and I grew up surfing, so we see that shit all the time, dude.
So I started dude, what is going on? I'm 100 yards from the beach. So I told my daughter, which added to the panic, hey, you need to go in and get the lifeguard while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So she hey, Dad, I don't want to leave you. I'm go. I remember to this day, go. Amber, go. And she's Dad, I don't want to leave you. dude, that breaks your heart right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When your daughter is telling you, I don't want to leave you, and you're telling her, this might be the last time I might see you. Go and get the lifeguard.
Wow.
So she bolted, and I'm out there by myself. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, so I remember like trying to just paddle, the panic, because you look around you, and for the first time in my life, I really experienced like the true sense of helplessness.
Wow.
Because you can't grab on a rail, you can't, hold onto somebody's shoulder, you can't take a couple steps and you're on a little, no, you're at the mercy of Mother Nature, a giant ocean.
The ocean's powerful, man. Powerful.
So I'm exhausted, I panicked, so I prayed, I told, hey, Lord,
This is it.
don't let me die in front of my family like this.
Yeah.
So I completely okay, what do I do? Do I kill myself? Do I just go down, drown myself? What do I do? So I literally went down because I was panicked. I was exhausted. I went down and my toe hit the sand.
Oh,
this was
you touched the
after
ground.
Dude,
Sorry.
So it gave me a second. No, dude, it's it gave me that second hope.
Yeah. The only reason I'm saying that is
gave
because I
me a
know
little
exactly
bit
what
more,
you're feeling.
a little bit more energy, whatever, to bounce back up. So my toe hit the sand. I came up to maybe a foot under the water, and then I went back down because I was done. I was
exhausted.
I was done. I was dying. So I went back down. But see, the difference is you're contemplating everything. So I went back down, and now my foot hit the ground. And then I pushed back up, and then I came back up, and then I was able to take a breath. I went back down, and I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on right now. But so anyway, I must have somehow gotten out of the riptide, and the current started bringing me back in.
Wow.
So by the time it was all said and done, I started the water level was at the top of my head, and then it was at my eyes, and then it was at my, at my head. Mm. And so I kind of held up, and then I just literally, after it was all said and done, I ended up just walking out, and I crashed on the beach, and I looked at the lifeguard, and I said, "You motherfucker."
I was like, where were you?
And he looked at me and he's like, "Yo, bro, I thought you were okay. What part of you fucking watching me for an hour die out there didn't you understand?" "Bro, I thought you were okay." "No, but I was so exhausted."
Isn't it weird how
Maybe your
in those
scared face is really calm looking.
Yeah. But isn't it weird though how in those moments, I mean, you start reflecting and you start realizing fucking nothing matters. I remember telling somebody this. I was thinking after my accident and everything that happened, I didn't have my speech, and I thought I was gonna be handicapped for the rest of my life. I was freaked the fuck out, and I thought, God, I was so close to passing away and going in this riverbed or whatever they were telling me, and it's the success I have, my house, cars, job, none of that shit you can take with you. Cheers, boys.
Well, let me
Cheers.
give you a official
Sam.
cheers, dude. Let's go.
Boom.
Sam. You know what I'm saying though? But it's in those moments you start realizing dude, what matters the most? It's the connection you have. For me, at least, I realize it's the connection I have with people, friends, my family. I can't take this house. I can't take this fucking podcast, the money I have in my account, whatever it may be. When you die, that's just, you can't take it with you. But what you do in this life to influence others and help the people, and what we do for each other, what we're doing now, what you've done for me, what Jordan's done for me, what Sam's done for me, what I've done for them, all that stuff, I believe, absolutely plays into the afterlife and the things that are yet to come. And it makes you realize the importance of certain things. You're like, fuck, where am I putting my time? I remember thinking, where have I been putting my time? Where have I been investing me, and who is Tim Fisher? Because it's I can make as much money as I want in the investments that I have, the businesses that I have, but I can never get my time back with my family. I can never get the time back with the people that I love. Once that time's gone, it's fucking gone. And that's when I started changing some things in my own personal life. I was like, I might need to scale back a little bit here and start seeing my nieces and nephews and my brother and healing relationships with my family. Because at that time, too, I hadn't spoken to my family for about a year.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. It was during my divorce. It was fucking terrible, dude. I come from a little bit of a religious background. But, and I remember at that time, I squashed everything. I was just like, I couldn't speak, but I remember sending text messages. Weird. I could text, but I couldn't speak. And telling people, come over. Like, we need to talk. Let's fucking end this right now. This is absolute BS. This is stupid. It's like the most important thing we have are the people that are placed in your life and your family. Like, let's heal these wounds and get these bonds back. Because what we have is each other. You know, I know like what I have with my friends and the family and people that are placed in my life, it's going to play later on, whatever that may be. Whatever your beliefs are, that's on you. That's great. But, you know, it's in those times where it's like you almost lose your life. You start realizing it's like, what is the most important thing? It ain't my fucking career. Because guess what? The second I retire, the second Tony retires, the second you retire, guess what? They fucking delete your employee number. They replace it with someone new and cheaper. And that's it.
And the bucket.
Fucking.
Yeah.
That's like,
but you know
fuck,
what?
dude.
That's what.
You know, oh, sorry.
No, go.
What I was going to say is that unfortunately, it's I guess you'd categorize it as like a near miss, right, for your own personal perspective, right? Because I think everyone's has like these, you know, come to Jesus moments, if you will. You know, you're sharing those stories of almost drowning or having these moments, right, where you're out there with your kid and. You know, I could share stories with you too, where you have these like just it's basically like a conceptual realization of what's the most important thing for you at the moment, right? And every single time those experiences happen, it's never material. It's never. It's never material. Dude, I keep touching this thing. I'm sorry. But
Fucked up.
I did bounce back. No, but with what I was going with it is that like because I just reflecting on like on the moments that I've had for whatever those may be. I've had a couple near drowning moments. I've had a couple situations with. Actually, I was sharing one of them with you where I was like scaling a wall to try to like
some Batman,
jump off.
no, some Spider-Man
It was like a third story thing where we were jumping off
like,
into a pool. But
why
I was
would you
trying
do
to,
that?
Well, because I was trying to impress some chicks or whatever, and literally the only reason that I didn't fall from the third story is because I had a buddy that grabbed my arm and pulled me across the way, and he caught me right before I fell. And that was the first time, because I think that's what we were talking about, was the first time like I felt like I was bulletproof my entire life until I had that moment where I was just going with the flow of it. And we had to like you kind of like traverse across like an area where I had to reach out and grab like on the third story to get to this like mezzanine area where you could jump off into the pool. This is this dumb story, but for me it was a realization that like life is crazy, and like which is funny, like it's not a realization because like you see it all the time, but at that time in my life I was like, holy shit. I literally could have not maybe died, but definitely could. I could have been paralyzed. I could have been anything. Dude. And you have these moments where the first thing that pops into your head, it's never material. It's never what your goals are. It's never what anything else is like that. It's who are you gonna it's not disappoint, but who are you gonna like? Who are you letting go? Right.
Yeah.
So whether that's if you're married with children or you're a young kid with your family, or maybe not even if you have a family, but like a mentor or somebody that's close to you, right? You have these things where you're like, boom, all of a sudden, like that's the thing you're focused on. And I think that's a crazy perspective to have. And I'm not saying like encouraging people to have these like life-threatening moments, but what it does is it's like it's the most reset reality check that you can have in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think the difference though is some people learn and some people don't. I don't.
At least you're honest with you. At least you know.
I did not like. Some people have one experience and then it's like a life changing and everything's different. Dude, I gotta fucking be dead like 20 times before it'll click in.
I got you. There's certain things in my life I've had to learn a few times to be like, oh fuck,
yeah, dude. My
Why is
guardian
that,
angel's
though?
running out of gas for sure.
Dude, my guardian angel is like, bro, assign me to somebody else,
Yeah.
please.
But it's funny we're talking about this. I should say funny, but it's interesting because there's one thing that stuck out to me. My father, he was a Green Beret for like 22 plus years. Tough man. Very straightforward, not a lot of emotion. I remember when my brother passed. And I remember the one thing he told me, because he was big on finance and like, we got to put you in private school and we're sacrificing for you. And one thing I remember that stood out to me the most, I remember him saying, and he was just broken and crying. He said, I would give up everything just to see Luke one more time. And it fucking dawned on me. I'm like, damn. Like, here's a guy who's worked hard, fought for our country, all this, and he's trying to make a way for his family and his kids, and he would give it all up just to see his son one more time.
Isn't that crazy, though?
It's wild, right? You're like, dude, and it's like you said, Jordan, it's like when we're faced in those situations, whether we face it on the job or in our personal life, it really does come back to the people you love. It's like, what are we giving up? You know, it's like, and then the monetary value of your success and the money you have in the bank and the things that we cherish as far as material things doesn't mean shit.
But why? Like, I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and I was talking to his daughter, you know, in high school. And God, I struggle with this. Like, it's really been bugging me. She was talking about, like, okay, you know, people, you know, make fun of her and all that kind of bullshit, which is sad. And she was telling me that there's like a group of kids that identify as animals. So they literally wear like costumes to school.
Yeah, I go for it, dude.
Like, dude, like they go to high school and they wear like a Hello Kitty, or like a little pony costume, and they're like sitting there, like doing like
Licking
animal
themselves, like they're cleaning, right?
Like they're cleaning themselves. And you look at that and you're like, you know, life is so challenging as it is. Like, I don't, like, it just baffles my mind that you're going to eventually come to a point where reality is going to kick in and you're going to sit there and go, oh, damn, like I'm really not a horse or a pig or a fucking sheep or whatever you want,
Like,
think you're identifying with.
Bro, how are you going to pay your bills as a horse? How are you going to live and pay rent?
Dude, you like when they go for a job and you're like, dude, why are you dressed up in a fucking like horse outfit? Like, and you sit there and you're like, dude, that is sad. When that kid, for me personally, that is, you're setting yourself up for radical failure and depression and a point in your life where you're clearly don't understand.
100%. Look at where our country's at.
That's
right
a
now.
recipe for
It's a complete recipe for disaster.
disaster, suicide,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it. And that's like, for what? Because you want to be a horse today,
Right.
And then tomorrow you realize that you're not.
I'll tell you what, it's just we've talked about this so many times, at least off the air here, but we're in such different times in this country, and especially in the state we're in California. And people are suing because their feelings are hurt, or because they can't go into a woman's restroom or a man's restroom because of whoever they identify with. But it's a very interesting time, because my thought is, okay, so what happens when this generation of elementary school kids or teenagers become adults? What are we going to do when all they're used to is being told whatever you feel is okay and your feelings are valid, right? And also, like, everyone gets a participation trophy. That's not fucking reality. Reality is, in the real world, you either have it or you don't. At least in our career field, you either come in, if you have one shot. You maybe get a couple retakes, right? You either have it or you don't. And guess what? We have thousands of people in line. They're going to come in for this job. And I can't tell you how many freaking people I know from teaching at a college academy in the last, I would say 3 years, I would say 20 plus that have come to me, grown ass men, one female, crying because they got fucking fired from their department they got hired with. And it's like, and I remember saying, I'm like, it's not like you are getting in the college. There isn't, everyone just passes the pass. It's either you have it or you don't. This is reality. I mean, and I hate to say it, but it pays to be a fucking winner. You need to study. You need to work hard. I mean, it is what it is. The reality is you either fucking have it or you don't. And if you don't, you're the loser. And you got to rebuild and restructure yourself and figure out where you went wrong and become better and move forward. I have failed, Tony, at so much shit. It's we could talk hours on this, okay? There's a lot of things I've failed at. Ventures in business, investments, jobs. I did not make it. But you know what? It hurt, but I learned. And it made me a better person, and I moved forward from that. And in those trials and tribulations, or whatever heck you want to call it, I learned that, okay, I'm not going to make that mistake again. And from that mistake, it made me better for the investments that I have now, to where they are succeeding and doing well, to where it's like, sweet, 2 years, I'm fucking done. You know what I'm saying? It's like, without that, I wouldn't have learned, and I wouldn't be where I'm at now. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to fail. And I feel like we're not telling people it's okay to fail.
Well, I think that's the main issue, right? Is that
Fuck, I felt like I was on fire right there. Damn.
you were,
Oh, dude.
You, were
You know where
glowing.
you're a winner? Your bladder.
Yeah. Your bladder
Because right
definitely
now,
went, already
dude,
broke.
you have not taken a piss.
Well,
Jordan and
once.
I.
no.
I'm on
Dude,
number 2.
I got to go again.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm going to match up with you.
Do it. Yeah.
You have not.
I just
Your
go.
bladder is a winner.
Well, here's the thing. People don't know this. Like, I can put down some alcohol, bro. Do what you got to do, man.
I just do it so the people that are on here feel comfortable about going to the bathroom. That's why.
Absolutely.
No, I'm just kidding. I have a bladder of a 6-year-old girl, dude.
Tell ya.
Or boy, whatever, a young kid. Anyway, going back to what you're saying, I think that is one of the primary reasons that we have this different culture of like viewing what success is.
I 100% agree with you.
And I think that the reason is that, look, I know I've said this before, like I think on the podcast in the past when we're talking about participation trophies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan because there is an understanding that there needs to be, not saying there needs to be, but if you're talking about competition, there is a winner and there is a loser and there's everything in between.
Right.
Right. And I'm not saying that it's okay, actually, I am saying that it's okay to lose. It is okay to understand that, like, hey, you didn't do that good. But what does that do? It incentivizes you to try harder to gain success. Mm-hmm. And I think that at the time period that we're in right now, it's very difficult to...
It's dangerous almost.
Well, yeah, because it's like, you can't sit there and, like, say that everything that you think of is great. Because that's crazy. That doesn't exist. Maybe the closest person to it right now might be Elon Musk and a very hard outlier, right? But for the rest of us, for the common folk, right? Not everything that you're going to try is going to work. But the problem with that is that that's not the problem. The problem isn't trying things and having it work. The problem is that if something doesn't work, you give up. And that's like, I don't know, it's like you can say have like an inspirational talk or whatever the case is or whatever examples you want to choose. But the problem is that like sometimes, like at least my feelings on the subject matter is that what is being taught today is that like, it's not only okay to lose, but it's okay to be where you're at after you lost.
Absolutely.
And that's a weird concept. And when I say that, I'm not dogging on anyone who gives up on something, but what I'm saying is maybe encouraging people that have tried and failed. Not that maybe what you're trying is achievable, but there's a lot of learning experiences in failure. In fact, there's the most learning experiences in failure because if you do something, even if it's 20 times, you try the same thing 20 times, but now at that point you go, okay, that didn't work. I got to change this. That change, that feeling, that thought process where you finally agree with yourself and, going over things where you're like, this isn't working. I need to change something. That's the success. And that's what needs to be driven, So it's like when we talk about like kids' participation trophies, I'm not knocking on children being happy.
No.
And I understand that there's a certain aspect of things where we need to recognize just the effort in things. So I get that. But at a certain level, there is an understanding of what is to win something and to lose something. And if you lost in that, even at a young age, doesn't mean you're a loser. It just means you know what you have to try harder on. And for some reason, that concept is gone. And I feel like that's what it pigeonholes people into this spot that was like, oh, I'm a failure. And it's like, dude, you're not a failure. Now, maybe that idea you have sucks, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Try something different. Try again. Reach out. Do other things. You know, look, nothing comes easy. And for those that it comes easy to, well, congratulations. You're like a very small percentage
If it was
of people.
easy, it would everyone would fucking do it, right? And the
100%.
biggest example I tell people is I always ask, like, "Oh, your podcast." I'm like, "You guys don't realize, like, this podcast. What we do is work.
No.
It ain't like it just happens easy. Like, we're in the studio now, and we're about to have these soundboards up. We have lights everywhere. We have cameras now, and we have this beautiful wooden table. We have Sam on board doing video. People don't understand, like." When we first started, we talked about earlier, it was plastic tables.
Oh, shit.
It was plastic tables and plastic chairs. And I can't begin to tell you how many people we would try to have on as guests and would cancel because we weren't like a big podcast yet. And it's like, dude, you just have to go. You have to start. You got to do it somewhere. And when you start anything, you're going to be at the bottom. You're going to eat a shit sandwich. It is what it is. What differentiates you from someone who succeeds and someone who fails is, are you going to fucking give up? It's difficult. This podcast sometimes is fucking difficult. Nobody knows the amount of work I put in behind the scenes for scheduling, getting guests on here. Now, luckily, we're established. We have a huge list of people trying to come on now. But it's like, it didn't just come from nowhere. You have to start from the bottom.
I'm honored.
Oh, dude, you're the man.
I'm honored.
You're the fucking
No,
man,
we're
bro.
honored.
We're honored.
Tony.
Dude.
Don't let us fool you.
I'm honored.
But you know,
I love being on your iPod.
Podcast, babe.
podcast, mijo. No, but
I feel like eating a burrito.
me too, dude. That sounds delicious.
You know what's weird though is I always remember. I don't remember who exactly said it, but he said the best thing you can do in life is raise those around you to eventually take your place one day.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Succession
know
planning,
what?
right?
I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but it's like, but you have to have that self-confidence and you have to have that ability to say, dude, I don't care if Jordan, I don't care if Sam, I don't care if Tim is better than I am, because that's my goal. To raise them to a point where they're better than me, because they're going to take my place in life and just keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, it's like, yeah, it's, I had a point you were talking about earlier. I had a point, but it's gone, bro.
It's okay, but you know, and that what the cool part is, though, I just want to say, because you've been spitting a lot of words of wisdom this evening.
Great words. Great words.
And I want to say that, like, I really appreciate that, and I appreciate that from the aspect of, you know, like, not just the career stuff, but, you know, there's only a handful of people that you come across in a lifetime that can really give you solid influence. You know, and I'm not saying every decision that you made is right, and I don't think you're saying that either.
No.
But what I mean is that,
God,
like, you know, taking the time to sit down and talk with people and to understand, because, like, look, I met you, you know what I mean? Like, we won't talk about the circumstances of it, but you've been very open and, you know, honest about things, and you talk about stuff in a way that, like, is very influential, you know? So I really appreciate that, and I think that there's a lot of people they can gain a lot of aspect from you know, those kind of conversations that we'd had and different things over a period of time. And I think that that's something that, like, everyone needs to check themselves on, you know, because you have no idea what things that you say that can influence someone else's life. And whether that's for personal gain or it's for career gain or, you know, whatever you want it to be. But put yourself out there, you know, talk about your experiences to people, because that's the only way. Like, look, at the end of the day, you know, you have a very interesting upbringing. You know what I mean? You've experienced a lot of things that I would say the average person probably has not, you know, and I can say that about myself. I'm sure Tim could say that about himself. I'm sure Sam could say that about himself. But what you bring to the table and how you deliver those things, you know, like how you can influence people's lives. And I feel like that, as far as the community side of it, it's like, fuck the social media, fuck the whatever else, like the bullshit influences that people on here, like, these are real things, you know, and that's how you can, like, form yourself to how you move forward in your life. You know what I mean? It's those influences, going back to when you're talking about when you first got hired, right? the people that are around you, regardless of whatever was being said or anything, like over a period of time, you took those things and you adapted them to how they're going to work for your life, right? And there might be influences that you might never get back, or not might never get back, but just that played a part in how you became into a young man and moving forward in your life. And I think that part is so important because I can list off a handful of names to me that like I'll hold in regard of like, like these guys spit words of wisdom. So it's like, I don't need to look online to what my next step and goals are. Like these people like have like helped me be able to create these things for myself. And, I think I encourage more people to be like that. Like I try, like anybody that comes to me and talks to me, I'm an open book. I'll tell you my life story. I'll tell you what worked. I'll tell you what didn't, and I'll be as positive I can about it because that's the only thing that's that's how you push the next generation. That's how you push for the people coming up, or maybe people with ideas that are gonna kind of establish themselves. Anyway,
dude, but that's why I'm here.
Hell yeah,
dude. It's not because you guys, and it's not about I'm gonna friggin' talk some good shit on you. I'm blowing you. No, dude.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to blow you too hard there.
You guys are genuine. I look back and, okay, you talk about first impressions. Yeah. I saw Sam. Dude, I don't know why I got a fucking man crush on Sam, bro.
He's a good
Everyone
dude,
has a man crush on Sam.
No,
but I know.
seriously,
I am really bothered by that
but
shit.
Tony, you have a good point though, right?
I am really fucking bothered by that shit.
There's a reason I wanted to ask Sam to be on here, but it's because like, dude, who he is as a person, a human,
but he
is
walks
solid.
in with confidence.
Oh yeah,
fucking build, fucking white shoes, like, dude, like.
But he's welcoming, right? He's not like someone who's like he's just like he's your friend immediately. And I'm like, I want this guy on my team.
But that's the way people
it's a free
should be.
plug for you, Sam.
Like,
Any single ladies out there?
Not
get
everybody's
over
an
here.
enemy. Not everybody's fucking
right.
Dude, you should always be welcoming, because you do get banged for your buck.
Right. He came in. He didn't know who you were, but guess what? You're family. You're on the podcast now. You know what I'm saying?
Boom, just like that.
Done.
And you know what? I felt super
You felt like you're welcomed.
Welcomed,
Absolutely.
embraced, and dude, I don't even know him. I don't even know his fucking last name. But dude, he made me feel super welcome to the point where I'm like, boom, I know this guy for years.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Do you want to know his African name? Sam, what's your African name?
So my African name, it's
No, he really has one. I swear to God.
Shut the fuck up.
so my last name is Komolafe.
Who?
It's watch Tim say it for him.
Komolafe.
It's Komolafe.
Komolafe. Sam Komolafe.
And then my middle name, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
So it's Baba, and then Jide. It's Baba Jide.
Baba Jide.
Baba
Got
Jide.
it. That's like looking at what the fuck's it? Oh, Nicolas Cage. Like Sam Bacalao.
That picture.
Bacalao.
Baba Jide.
That is my inspiration. You know he's
You're
my
the
favorite
shitty-
actor, right?
Who?
Nicolas Cage is my favorite actor.
Really?
Swear to God. And
Who my favorite actor is. And trust me, I'm not changing subject. You guys are in some deep shit.
No, we're good. Jenna Jameson.
Who?
What?
Yes.
No, we're talking.
Your
What are we
favorite
talking
actor?
about? Favorite actress?
His favorite actor. Sarah J. Mia Khalif.
Okay. I saw.
Clear.
Dude, what's the dude with the
like
big
it.
crank, the porn star?
Mandingo.
Tim
No.
Fisher.
Tim Fisher.
No. What's the hardcore old school porn star? That's who?
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Or-
Dude,
You
I
know he's in
saw
jail,
him.
right?
He's going to jail.
I ride. I got a motorcycle. I got a custom chopper. I ride bike. I saw him one day at Sturgis.
No shit.
He is the most ugliest motherfucker I have ever
And
seen.
he has slept with some of the most beautiful women in the world.
Have you ever read his autobiography?
No.
Dude, the first opening page, it starts off with him. Not that I'm doing some friggin' ad for Ron Jeremy, but it was interesting because he was like, "Oh, I met my 12th chick that I boned before 12 o'clock, and I refused to take Viagra."
What the hell? Really?
Dude, he was like the ultimate friggin'
I'm
king
gonna
shit.
be real with you. I'm stoked if I can get 2 in one day. I'm like, fuck, I'm a king, dude. I'm doing this shit.
Dude,
He
I'm
did
popping
12?
Viagra like it's friggin' candy. I am so nasally, people think I got a sinus problem. I'm like, I think I'm ready to fuck you. Oh my God. Because it does that shit because it opens up all your pores. And you know you are ready to go.
Damn, dude.
Scratch
Damn.
like glass. When
See,
you
I
are
take a
the
shower.
super nasally.
I take a shower and I fucking walk all night talking about you fucking ready for this beast.
You know what people don't understand though? They think that
So
you
aggressive.
you pop a blue pill and you think like you got this boner. No, dude, you still got to get aroused.
So you gotta do your shit, man. You gotta handle it.
I took
Yeah.
Viagra once and I got really sick.
Sick of what?
No, I literally started barfing everywhere. And,
Really?
Yeah. it was
From
horrible.
Viagra?
Yeah.
It probably goes with the pastel. Friggin'
I know. I just took one look at my shorts and I was like, "You're disgusting." I should have just Donald Ducked it. I should have just took my shorts off.
You should have- There's some things you don't admit to.
Dude, I was young when I was wearing those shorts.
Okay,
bro.
mine was generational. I had those fucked up shorts because
I'm not
it
judging
was.
either.
I bought them at Target, dude. They were on the
It's
rack.
Target.
It's Target, and it was
Not
you know,
Lululemon, bro.
Well, Lululemon wasn't around at that time. I couldn't, I didn't know what to, do.
But you said you still got it. Lululemon is around.
Me? Now?
And you said
Yeah.
you still have those pants.
I paint in those pants. They're shorts.
That's okay, man. You're good.
And I own a pair of Lululemon pants. They're awesome. Shout out. My brother bought them for me for Christmas.
Tony, we've hit that time in our podcast, though. We have some questions for you, brother.
Ask me, bro.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to come back for a second time.
I do too.
More,
I
there's,
love
so
you
much
guys.
more, dude.
there's more to you.
Dude.
There's more to you, my friend.
Dude. There's so much life out there.
We've only had 2 people come back for a second episode.
I'd
You'll
be
be the
honored.
third. I think
I'd
we
be
got to
honored.
do it.
I love this.
Cheers, boys. This is good shit.
Yeah,
Seriously.
absolutely.
Let's go.
There's I feel like we really are just scratching the
Where's
surface
fucking
here.
Gator Boots at?
Oh, bro.
Sam,
Jesus
Sam.
shit. Man crush. But I'm straight.
Fucking player.
Me too.
He's going to, just answer these questions as honestly as possible.
All right, so I
lighten the
actually
mood.
grabbed a
We all
couple
answer,
of them.
but you start first, and then we go around the room. Sam's
damn,
going
you
to answer
got
into-
cards.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I grabbed like a handful of them because they're kind of easy. They're not like super explaining type stuff, but and none of them are as dirty as the last couple of ones. So we'll just start here. Would you rather only eat Oh shoot! Hold on. Let me start over. Would you rather only be able to eat cream cheese or ketchup?
Cream cheese.
Same.
I love cream cheese.
I do too. It's really the best.
With salt?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know what's really good? Is
Dude.
cream cheese with Montreal steak seasoning.
Oh, dude, cream cheese all day.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Ketchup,
Cream
fries.
cheese. What was it? Cream cheese or what?
Ketchup.
What'd you guys say? Cream cheese?
Cream cheese all day, bro.
Really?
You can do so much with cream cheese.
Oh my God.
Ketchup, extra crispy fries.
No, I will put ketchup and hot sauce on everything. I'm doing
No,
ketchup.
fuck no. That's
I'm doing ketchup.
That's,
Really?
That's some ghetto
I'll put
shit.
cream cheese on my
I
sandwiches.
grew up poor as fuck. Hell yes.
Dude, you know, fucking. That's white boy.
There's-
that's
listen.
white boy salsa.
This white boy shit. It's true, but there's sugar in ketchup, which is why we put it on a lot of stuff.
No, cream cheese,
First
dude.
of all, cream cheese is not that
Dude, you've been
much-
drinking all
Hold on,
night.
Same
you
price as
wrap,
fucking
Sam,
ketchup.
You
Sam,
wrap
you-
cream cheese and ham. Oh,
Hold on.
ours divorce.
Okay, Sam, we got 2 guys cream cheese. I'm 1 ketchup. What say you?
So cream cheese is fire, but I don't remember the last time I've had cream cheese, and I eat ketchup every fucking day. Every fucking day.
Hold on.
At least once a day.
Real quick, I just want to say something. You're using ketchup as a
Sugar.
status of where you were at growing up, that you ate ketchup all the time. I just want to let you know that cream cheese is very inexpensive, and it's what the poorer people, no, I shouldn't say poorer people, but like I feel like it's an inexpensive way to upgrade things.
Really?
And I grew up, dude, so like when we had cream cheese
That's
on stuff,
simple. It's taste.
it was like we were balling. Like it was
Okay,
like I was
I
like,
feel you
oh.
on that.
I was like, I had cream cheese and jelly
I feel
on
you on that.
toast. I was like, it's fucking. It must be Christmas
Hey,
morning.
Sam, when we had fried chicken when we were kids, would you put ketchup or cream cheese on it?
Oh,
You already
please
know.
tell me you would
Let's
not
go.
put fucking
Let's go.
ketchup on fried chicken.
Put cream cheese on fried chicken?
No,
I would over
I would not.
Oh,
No, you don't put nothing on fried chicken. I love fucking fried chicken.
What are you putting on fried chicken,
do
dude?
not
It's
put
fried chicken. That's
either one.
It's all parts of the.
You guys don't put anything in fried. I put fucking Louisiana
Oh.
hot sauce and ketchup.
Oh no, bro! If it's done
Fire.
right,
fire.
on fried chicken.
you eat
My guy.
fried chicken
man.
My guy with
Fire.
the white fucking cowboy boots
Okay.
is confirming this right
sexually. You eat the lower half at face value. You don't put anything on it to inspire some taste bud. You eat it for what face value. Correct?
That is true, though. The lower half, face value.
I got a question.
Sam, you eat it raw, Sam? I got you, bro.
This is not
Sick
a
bastard.
This is not a card. This is an actual question. Would you rather have a fried chicken thigh or chicken breast?
Chicken thigh.
Chicken thigh.
All
Same.
day.
Chicken breast.
All day.
No. No. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the little wing.
Oh, okay. You want the drum wing
I love
combo?
the fucking drumette. Because
Yeah.
you know why? Because a lot of times they really fuck up the drumette.
Yeah.
It's too over meaty or it's too. I love crispy fucking like the
Hell yeah.
chicken wing. Oh,
Absolutely. I'm a fan of the thigh meat. That's my thing.
Big time.
And there's
I
a lot of
love-
like if it's fried, it's like there's a nice piece of skin over it.
Depends what
It's,
you're
like,
talking
crispy.
about. You're talking about thigh or chicken breast? Thigh.
We're talking about food still, right?
I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. I love.
Yeah.
I'm a thigh.
Thigh.
I'm a thigh guy.
I'm a thigh. I'm an ass guy, dude. That's all.
Brown meat, bro.
Yes.
Let's go, son. Come on, give it up, babe.
All right, well, we can all cheers to that.
Cheers,
White-
gentlemen.
yes.
I love another
White-
cheers, dude. Jesus Christ.
Breast
I love
meat, dry.
Yes.
It's overrated.
You finish off.
Might be a lot of it, but it's overrated.
You finish off with the thigh in close proximity.
It's because
I love this part of the podcast. I
Yeah.
love when we
The-
get to the end.
The breast is foreplay, but you finish off at close proximity thigh.
We're still talking about chicken, right?
It's the sounds for me.
Yeah.
Look at Sam. Look at Sam.
Sam
dude.
is like, he gets it, bro.
It's the sound.
Read.
It's the
between
sound of
the
eating the
lines.
thighs.
Yeah.
It's the sound
Absolutely.
of eating the thighs.
Oh, 100%.
It's close to the honey.
My guy. Fuck, I love you guys. Absolutely. Next question. Let's
All right,
do
next
this.
question. So we're going to turn it up a bit.
Oh, yes.
And I feel like this one might be slightly insensitive, so be careful with your answers. But this is a question I did not create. If you had the opportunity to turn someone into a little person, well, who would it be?
Wait, so ask that
Wait a
question
minute.
one more time. Ask that question one more time.
You're going to record this?
It's on.
What-
We're on
what do you
Facebook
mean
Live
a
right now.
little person?
Seriously? Yeah.
Oh, so
Like a midget?
Well, you know what? That's the
Oh.
way it was written here. However, the politically correct terminology is little person. And instead, if you had the opportunity to turn someone into a little person, who would it be?
I don't get that question, bro.
Yeah, you know, I don't either.
Why
That's
would
we're
I
gonna
fucking
throw it
want to
out.
turn somebody into a midget?
I wouldn't either. You know,
Like, that's like,
which is totally cool. if
oh,
you
I'm going
are
to turn you into, like,
a giant. Well, who do you want to turn into a giant person?
a giant?
Yeah. Let's reverse it. Who would you want to turn into an abnormally large person? Like an 8-footer.
That doesn't make sense. I can't, dude. If I'm gonna make somebody into, it's gonna be myself because I want to be like, oh, really badass. Go to the bar and fucking walk in at 6'6". You know, fucking Sam walk in.
No, I'm talking like 8 feet, like abnormally large person.
I would have said you, but
You want me to be 8 foot tall? What the fuck am I going to do? I
Exactly.
can't even
What?
sit
It
on
doesn't
public
make
transit.
sense.
I was like, it makes no sense. Look, for anyone out there
I
who's
want you to
over-
have a bigger cock than me.
I-
That question is stupid.
if I was 8 foot tall,
There
I
are some
hope I'm
things in
proportionate.
life that are just stupid. That's a stupid question.
First of all, you're right. Second of all, I didn't write it. I was just asking.
I
what
want
was
you to
on it.
have a 12-inch cock over me. That's a stupid question.
What if we both could, and I just happen
Pick
to be 8
another
foot?
New question. I love it, dude. Just crushed it. You
All
just
right.
crushed it.
He
I
said,
love
he
it.
goes, get that shit out of
Yeah,
here.
I
Next
love it,
question. Okay. All right. So this says choose one. It says drink and never be hungover, drink and never gain weight, drink and always close the deal with the significant other, or never drink and your favorite sports team will always win the championship.
My first question is, where did you get these fucking stupid questions?
God damn it.
These come
That's a
from-
long one, Jordan. Pull another one. Pull another one. Let's do another
Sorry.
one.
You know
a
what?
long one.
I
Take
went
a big shit, take a little shit, take a fucking log. A shit is a shit. It feels good when you're done. You flush it and you're done.
Okay, that's funny that you brought that up because that totally plays into the next question.
Where those are desperate, I don't know what to ask
a lot of
questions.
whiskey on
That's
board
a
on this
dumb.
one.
You should throw that shit away.
We
Dumb.
can't talk about that one.
Ask me some fucking questions.
Okay.
That's a good one, dude. What you got?
Dude, I'm just grabbing these at random.
Hey, I'm not on you. I'm just
No, it's
saying,
okay.
grab a good one. Grab a good one.
I don't even understand that last question, bro.
It was just a lot of
There
answers.
was like a
to that.
4-part answer, and it's totally irrelevant. So we're gonna go with the next one. It says, "What would you give up first? Drinking, watching sports, or coming?"
Dude, that's easy.
Watching sports.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want to come and I want to fucking. Wait, what was the other one?
Doesn't matter.
Like eating.
all you
I don't
need
want
to
to
know.
eat no more, bro. I don't want to blow my load anymore.
It wasn't eating.
Sports? Oh, I don't want to watch another fucking soccer game. What? Throw that shit away.
You answered it though.
You didn't answer it. You answered it.
Yeah, he wouldn't watch sports.
You want to same here. I want to watch sports.
Okay, I feel like collectively all of us wouldn't watch sports anymore.
Sam.
Yeah, I think, yeah, obviously, man. These questions, though, they're not usually this bad.
Yeah, dude,
No,
I'm so
that's-
sorry. I grabbed for the
that's
middle of the thing here. I'll
really
grab some
bad.
more. Okay, hold on. Let's just
Throw that shit
we'll
away.
Just rifle through a couple of these.
Just
No, like I don't know. Like where do you get that shit
There's
at?
usually pretty good. There's good ones in there, man. There's good ones in there. Here we go.
Hasbro, did they create that
No, we
game?
can't-
Like,
we can't ask this question. We can't ask this one.
Would you go OCFA or would you stay Santa Ana?
No, that's not a question. That has nothing to do with anything. Please don't answer. No.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Here's a good question. This is a great question.
ask me what our viewers would expect me to answer. A legit question.
We actually we asked him wild
That is
questions.
a
on here.
loaded statement in itself. How can I answer that? You didn't want to
do you
talk
want to
about
get
pooping.
hung or do you want to take a bullet in the head?
Yeah. I was like, I would probably get
fuck.
shot in the face. I don't want to see it coming.
I was like, I might.
I can possibly survive
I
a
might try
bullet
and
in
hang
the
him.
face.
Right, but you can't get out of being getting hung. I mean, that's
I know,
would suck.
but you
That's a
could if
process.
they didn't tie your hands behind your back. You could get. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, I feel like it
Let's
doesn't.
stop.
It doesn't
Let's
even
stop.
matter. These are relevant.
What's your question? What you got? What say you?
Okay. Oh, hey, look, another one.
What
Come
say
on.
you?
It said, would you rather spend a year dating with a significant other that has a 10 for a body and a 5 for a face, or a 5 for a body and a 10 for a face?
Oh shit, that's a good
Dude,
question.
I hate those kind of questions.
Just answer
you
it.
gotta
Like,
answer it.
Tell me what. Dude,
Okay, so here it is.
Okay,
A
explain
female.
it to me for simple minds.
Simple-minded. Would you take a woman who has a 10 for a body and a 5 for a face, a 1 out of 10, 10 being
For a
amazing,
body, a high five for a face.
so she's halfway in between, or a 10 for a face and a 5 for a body?
You realize I just said the same exact thing.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
explaining to it.
Number 2.
Say it again.
10 for a face?
Because I think a very healthy middle linebacker body is legit.
Oh my god, I see where
And
you're
I say
coming
middle
from.
linebacker because
I see where
that's
you're
a stocky,
You like a thick. You like a thick.
dude.
THICC, right? Thick.
Dick?
Thick.
Oh, thick.
Thick. You like
I like
a
him
thick.
dick hard.
No. A middle linebacker is
thick,
still
boy.
super fast, stocky.
Agile and
I'm
underrated.
not, you know what? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my answer. I need a 10 for a body and a 5 for a face.
Same.
I'm a piece of
10
shit.
for a body,
Sam, are
5
you
for
there
a
with me, bro?
face.
Same. But
All
wait,
right,
we
cheers.
got to go back to this middle linebacker body.
Yeah, what is that, by the way?
Okay,
So
middle
you like
linebacker.
shoulders?
Okay. No, a middle linebacker is solid, thick.
You like them thick. THICC. Double C.
Well, no, you just said I like them. It doesn't mean that I like them,
Okay.
but I think, like, dude, it's an attractive body.
I got you.
Not
Hey,
that,
man.
like, oh, you know what? That's a fucked up question.
Hey,
putting me on
they're
the spot.
No, it is putting me on the spot.
That's
Here's-
the
It's
point.
a terrible question.
I know it's terrible, but here's the thing. Like, here's another. Like for me, I'm an ass guy. I don't give a shit how small their breasts are. You can give them titties when they get.
I don't
pregnant,
give a
you know what
shit
I'm
about that. I don't
like
give a
booty,
shit about.
bro. Let's go.
Enter a song. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Because I found
Very good.
you.
Very good.
Booty.
Like we can. That's a whole.
What's another
Right,
question? What, come on, give me it. What you got?
Hey, look, I got another
Okay,
one.
stop asking me those hars, bro.
This one's kind of fun though. This
Ask
one,
me a good question.
Short and
one's,
sweet.
This
Short and
one's
sweet.
fun. Okay. Would you rather go 50 years into the future or 50 years into the past?
Oh, fuck.
was
Past?
Because
That literally
past,
took no time.
I would have invested my money in a lot of shit that would have made me a lot of money today.
So the real question that would be more
I
entertaining
would have
is
invested
that
in
knowing
pantyhose.
what you know.
Pantyhose.
Pantyhose?
Dude, I would have invested a lot of money in. Dude.
Tesla when they
That's
first came out.
my weakness, dude.
Hey, no, hear me out on this.
Pantyhose?
We had a
dude. There is nothing sexier than a chick that doesn't wear underwear and pantyhose.
my man.
I like that.
Oh, shit.
Let's go, dude. You
I
like
need
them
to
with
go to
curves?
the
I
bathroom.
feel you.
I need
dude.
to go take another piss.
Why'd you take 15 minutes?
I don't know what you're talking about. Pantyhose.
They look, they're sexy, they feel good.
Dude, hear me out. We had in our previous department, we had a chief when Tesla first came out. He said, "Invest in this to the next big thing," and a bunch of us said, "Ha, that ain't going anywhere."
Well, you ask yourself,
fucked up
what would
on
you
that one,
invest
dude.
today? I would invest in Apple. Who would ever think a fucked up computer with a Apple on it would make you millions?
I know, dude.
I would have been like, dude, maybe if there was a banana on there or something, I would have been like, oh, dude, I'm over it.
Apple isn't
You're
my
like-
favorite fruit, so I totally feel you.
I love apples.
Like if it would have been kiwis, I would have been like,
Apple's so
fucking it.
vanilla.
Really?
Yeah.
I love green
Dude,
apples.
that's super
Really?
vanilla.
sour
I
green
would
apples your
expect a
favorite
little
fruit?
bit more personality from you guys. I'm a little disappointed.
I just said kiwi. Kiwi's not exotic.
An apple. Fucking Apple was Adam and Eve. It's everything evolves around an apple.
Hey,
I
you know
said
what?
kiwi.
no,
didn't
you
say-
said Apple first.
That was the
You brought up Apple.
Tony. Honestly though, Jordan loves bananas, dude. He can put the motherfuckers down, dude.
With no hands.
Yeah, but see, right away.
Hey, I didn't go to college, but you know.
Vanilla answer.
What's the
Oh my
last
God.
question? What's the last question? You
One
got?
apple a day makes the dentist go away. Oh, fuck. That's really original.
This all rolls back to when I said that I agreed with a guy that handed out toothbrushes to the kids, isn't it?
It is kind of weird. I was
Fucking
like,
Halloween day, I do not want a fucking toothbrush. And not a penny.
I was just trying to make those folks feel
Snickers
better.
bar.
That's all.
Remember that. Halloweeners.
George,
All right, so
George-
last question. Last question.
is it a good one?
It's we'll see.
Pick another one if you have to.
It says, okay, I'll take a look. It says, what's better, the best shit of your life or the worst sex of your life?
What?
Yeah, that's what it
Who
said.
is writing this shit?
Not me. I can tell you
Okay.
that.
The question is, what's the
That's
best?
actually a good
Okay,
question.
no,
No, no, no.
question.
No,
No, it's a good
no,
question.
Screw the question.
You know what?
I have a question.
You have a
Or
question?
I have one that I think that we should ask this on every single podcast because I feel like it's relevant. It's pop culture-y. Okay. If you can get any quote tattooed on you from a movie, what would it be?
Fuck. Oh my god. Did we ask this?
That's-
We did, and I thought
Okay.
that was
That's a good
a
question.
great question because it's introspective.
Can I
and
tell you? Want me to
it's-
start? I already know what mine is. Want me to start?
You know what? It just came to mind. We were soldiers.
Oh.
First one off. I don't know the exact quote
First one on.
because I'm fucked up. First
one out, last one on.
First one out. First one.
Last one on.
Last one on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Great
that
movie.
came to mind? Because I love that movie. Because you know what,
It's a full leadership role. I love that.
dude. Whether it's your kids, whether it's your whatever, it applies to everything.
I agree.
That's a
Absolutely.
very unselfish response. That would be my fucking tat.
Wow. I feel like my answer is really lame because Jordan already knows, and so does Sam.
You would take a shit over fucking blowing your load. You know why?
Is that what you answered that
Because
question? I was looking
blowing
through
your
this. I didn't
load,
hear it.
dude. Because when you take a shit, when you blow your load, you blow your load. But when you take a shit, you're contemplating a lot of life.
There is a lot of life in that stall,
And
dude.
you're never, when you blow your load sexually, it's always like, you're always having a sexual moment. But when you take a shit, dude, I always remember with my daughter, we were hauling ass down the 10 freeway, and dude, the only thing I can remember was finding the off ramp to get the Jack in the Box to take a shit.
There is nothing worse than being a grown human being and feeling like you're going to shit your pants in public or in your car.
It's
terrible.
spontaneous.
It's terrible.
When it happens, it's a memorable moment. But when you blow a load, it's like, okay, it's part of sex. It's every day. It's part of life. But dude, everybody has a moment when they shit their pants
Oh, it's
or they were
terrible.
needed to take a shit.
Absolutely. It's terrible. You know what my quote is? I am an FBI agent.
Where'd you get that tattoo?
I'm an FBI
Where would I
agent.
get that? You know what? I'd probably do a full-on thigh tat.
He had bunny shorts on when he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plaid.
I'm an FBI agent.
How's around that time plaid shorts were popular?
Yeah. Or Betty, put down
Not plaid
the bunny.
shorts, bro.
How about this one?
I wish I can show that picture of me
Put down
and
the
those
bunny.
Pat.
I was gonna say, put the bunny down.
Put the bunny down. Put the bunny down.
Put the bunny down.
My guy.
That's an Nick Cage
Our
quote.
inspiration.
You should put Sam's picture up there.
I'm telling you, he's a single man, surprisingly.
Dude.
I don't blame him. But there's a few
You
women.
would have to ask yourself, why is that hunk of man?
I think it's a decision on his part.
Well, I'll take
Which
that.
is good. Yeah, he's fucking
And trust me,
still young.
I'm not like getting weird on him. There's no it's a hidden agenda to that shit.
I got you.
Boom.
I got you.
I love his confidence. When he fucking walked in, he
Dude,
brought you
he
your
didn't stutter a bit, did he?
your Amazon cream, face cream. Dude, that was a box of Amazon face cream. He walked in, he goes, "Here, bro, you need your box of face cream."
Well, I didn't realize it was delivered to my house. I thought he was bringing. I'm like, oh, what'd you bring us, dude? And then I'm like,
I
oh,
actually
shit.
kicked it to the side and rang your doorbell. I was more excited about your Ring doorbell because I put my face up to it. I actually kicked that box to the side. I'm like, everybody gets packages, but not too many people have Ring.
Very true. Very true. I have cameras on the outside of my house too. Actually, you didn't see them.
Well, it
They
didn't
can
do
zoom
you
in on
any
the
good
fucking license
because
plate.
you were pretty surprised when I answered your
I
door.
was very surprised when I opened that fucking door. I was
and
like,
your
oh.
cameras ain't worth a shit.
Well, hey, Tony, this is the end of this podcast, but dude, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and evening to come on here. I absolutely love you as like family. I respect you so much and what you've done in the fire service, and just for me in the few years that I've known you, the encouragement that you've given me, the leadership that you show a lot of people. I hope that there's more leadership like you in the future.
I'm honored.
Thank you so much, man. Seriously, for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Blast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
Why are you picking the cue card for that shit?
No, I was actually trying
me
to
some
think.
Jordan
Jordan's
ask
ruining
question.
it. God damn it,
You're
Jordan.
going to ask me some dumb question. Oh, if you were a hillbilly and you had hills have eyes,
That's not what I was gonna say.
Jordan.
That's not what I was gonna say at all.
He's got something sweet coming. I guarantee you.
No, yeah, because like I literally have been thinking for like the last couple, a little bit of time period because when things wrap up and stuff and how I wanted to deliver this. Obviously, first and foremost, thank you very much for coming on. I know we've been talking about it for a while, and I've really been anticipating this in particularly for a little bit. I think you have a lot of wisdom and experience to share with people. I know we talked about it a little bit during the podcast. There's been some, a couple points have been driven in that I hope people can see the type of person that you are and emulate themselves to you. Because I think that is a personality type that you don't see as much anymore. And so whether that influences people, they can learn from it, be like it, whatever the case is, I think you set a good standard, man. And
Absolutely.
I think
Awesome. Absolutely.
I think that it's hard because I'm gonna sound like I'm blowing you really hard right now.
oh shit.
But you know what I mean.
I actually went to go get some peanut butter for Scotty.
I was like, I know you were talking about Sam this whole time, but I'm like,
I really
no.
I didn't go.
But
to
and the reality is, dude, I think that like if you can take the approach in life that you can influence people and make people better that are around you, right? To help, for whatever that is, whether it's for yourself or for other people in general, the way that you, I think collectively, I don't want to say rub off on people, but the way they perceive you is super admirable. And I think that is awesome. I think that is a thing that is not very common. And I can't express how awesome it's been to not only get to know you from the time period that we've known each other, but even being on here, this is just a blip of it. And just thank you so much. And, keep doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, dude, you're the kind of people that change people's lives. Let's go. And thank you again.
I'm honored. Seriously.
Absolutely. No, seriously,
Loved
Tony.
it.
We appreciate you more. I think there's a lot of people where we work who respect you and look up to you for what you offer and what you do. And I know we joke and we laugh. You're 63, blah blah, all this stuff, but you still have a lot to give to this world, to our where we work, and to a lot of people to inspire. So please continue being you, man. We biggest thing about this podcast is we want to celebrate the normal person, and I think you're one of those people where we need to celebrate. Where you've been through some life, you've made your mistakes younger. You've been you've had a lot. You've been married since you were 19. There's been ups and downs, but the biggest thing that I take from it is that you fought, you survived, you learned, you have a lot to give to us. I mean, we're still young men. We're still trying to figure our lives out. And I know for Jordan and Sam just met you, but for a lot of people that we work with, we appreciate you, man. We really do.
Man.
And
you're the future. Yeah. Make good decisions, bro.
Absolutely, man. We want to have you back on.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And let's get Sam, you're going to join in on this too. Let's get a let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Let's go.
You said,
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. Let's do that again. Hold on. On the
What am
count
I
of 3,
supposed to say?
after 3, say let's go.
Cheers.
Yeah, like cheers. The fucking people out there, bro. I don't give a shit about you guys.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Let's go.
bye, everybody.
Late. 1-800-BYE-BIRD.
And that's it. Thank you for listening in, everybody. I'd like to thank our sound engineer who makes this podcast happen and makes us sound very good, Stephen Clark. And to our first sponsor, 89 Barbers. Look good, feel good, be great. Come get your haircut at 2 locations, Long Beach and in Orange, California. Your appointment can be booked at 89barbers.com. That is BARBRERS. 89barbers.com. Again, look good, feel good, be great. Check it out. It's my barber. He is the man. Thanks, everybody. Bye.